Of We the People. Tune in middays right here on your local Civic Media station from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the Tom Hartman program. Tag You're It.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's John Peterson and Gordy Young. Monday morning, we'll welcome back three-time Mayor Paul Soglin.
And check us out in the afternoon as well. We're here all the time.
If you're looking for bland, try decaf. If you want bold, you've found John and Gordy.
John and Gordy in the afternoon again. Hey now, we're here.
Here we are.
We made it in on this beautiful sunny day.
Happy Friday. It's almost the weekend. We're here with our producer, Aaron Zommers. Good afternoon, Mr. Zommers.
Good afternoon, Mr. Young and Mr. Peterson.
Yes, thank you.
Let's get formal. Yes.
Remember
Friday.
when radio announcers used to talk to their guests like that?
Yes.
Mr. Walters.
Remember when presidents used to talk like that?
Yes.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, those were the days. Okay.
Well, I don't know. I kind of, I'm glad they're gone.
Right.
You know, the formality just drives me crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So here we are after a long week. It's finally looking ahead to the weekend.
You know,
Yes.
we have so much stuff to get to. We just want to kind of clear the decks
Sure.
for the weekend. You know, we got piles and piles and miles and smiles and piles of stories to get to.
It never ends.
It really doesn't, and it's getting worser and worser and worser.
Worser?
Yeah.
Really?
I really hate that word. I hear people say it. I'm
more
just thinking,
worse.
well, that's not as good a
That's
word
not
as it could be.
Grammatically incorrect, I think.
You think so?
I think so.
Should we ask Julian?
I don't know if Julian does grammar. Julian does pronunciation
He
guides,
does, yeah.
but I don't know about
I'm pretty
grammar.
sure worser is not a word.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Listen, don't gang up on me. I hate the word.
It's worse.
I thought I'd say it because it bothers me.
Okay.
Okay.
Coming up.
God, I have to get angry
Don't
right
take
off
it
the
easy.
gate here.
Well, you relax. Coming up in our 3 o'clock hour today, it's the last day for the Grown Up Gift List Text to Win contest.
Wow.
So only a few more chances to get in for today's $200 cash prize and then for the grand prize drawing. And we have 3 grand prizes this time around. There's a snowblower involved.
Okay.
There's a stainless steel cookware set.
No one
And-
knows it, but that's my snowblower.
No, it is.
I'm trying
What?
to get rid of it.
Okay. Really? So you donated it to the cause?
Pretty much, yes.
Okay. And
It's your problem now.
we also have a portable air conditioner, which, you might think, well, why do I need an air conditioner? It's, it's cold out. Well, it'll come in handy in the summertime, in about 5 or 6 months, and it's portable,
No wonder
which is nice.
No wonder they call you a tech whiz.
Okay. Is that what they call
Wait
me?
until
Really?
summer. Wait until
Yeah.
summer for it.
So anyway, that'll be in our 3 o'clock hour.
Okay.
And in 3:30, we're going to talk to
Special guest about data centers,
I
right?
was just about to say that.
Oh.
Yes. Tom Content is the executive director of the Citizens Utility Board. He'll be telling us all the latest about data centers.
Uh-oh.
I saw a headline today, in fact, about
Yeah.
data centers, how they're, I think, in some foreign country, and I don't know where, over in overseas.
Yeah.
They, I think it might have been Finland, but that's just a wild guess. They're thinking about taking the heat from the data centers and warming up housing around the data centers.
That seems like a good idea.
Yeah. Repurpose all that heat.
That's a good idea.
Well, there's all this heat coming off of the data center.
I don't want a hot data center in the neighborhood at all.
I just mean if it's going to be there, if you can use the byproducts, you might as well.
Yeah. Okay. It's like a furnace for surrounding neighborhood.
So maybe right now they have some kind of fluid that is a coolant. Maybe they could just use air, force the air, and have big tunnels and tubes all through the neighborhood.
Maybe. Or maybe not.
It's just a series of tubes.
The internet is a series of tubes.
That's it. That's all it is.
So
Finland's data centers are heating cities, according to Bloomberg.
No kidding.
Bloomberg News.
All right.
Okay. Microsoft is building a cluster of data centers that, when completed, should supply heating to 40% of Espoo, Finland.
Wow.
That's a much higher number than I expected.
Espoo, Finland's second largest city.
Well,
so there you have it.
That's a big city then, I guess.
So we'll have to ask Tom Content about that.
Well, that's pretty good. I know Cam is out there sitting in front of the radio, just waiting to correct us.
Roger from Stevens Point sent us a text saying Keith Olbermann used the word worser as part of his worst person in the world thing that he usually
must have gotten it from somebody.
Yeah, Keith
I've heard
Olbermann.
a lot of people say it.
Okay.
But it bothers me. I don't like the word at all.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right.
All right.
So
I want to.
You want to dive in?
Well, yeah.
We
got so much stuff here. It's ridiculous. Maybe we should have the teletype turned on and ready to go eventually here, warmed up and churning out the news for us. This was an interesting comment on Twitter. How can Trump say it is Joe Biden's economy while also giving himself A+++ for the economy?
Good
sometimes
point.
these minor little things really do stand out when you look at it. So
yes,
yeah, that's kind of interesting, huh?
It's a good point.
Yeah.
Yes. We're starting to get some phone calls in here.
We are. It's
already.
I think it's a great idea to be able to heat communities with the heat coming off those data centers. That's a fantastic idea.
Now you like it.
But how come? Well,
2 minutes ago you were poo-pooing it. Now you've gone from poo-pooing to liking it. A big thumbs up. I just like saying poo-pooing.
The first reaction I have is to attack. attack.
Okay.
But now I'm thinking, look, I don't know how practical it is. I don't know how they managed to take the heat from the data centers and get it into a city. I don't know how that's going to work.
They're in Finland. What
But here's the thing.
What?
Why haven't they brought it up here in this country? We haven't heard anybody discuss doing anything like that.
It's kind of a new breakthrough.
I mean, we are in cold country. It would be nice to have a hot data center right next door. Wow.
Perhaps. Let's go to Mike in Spring Green and see what's on his mind.
All right. Yes.
Good
let's do
afternoon,
that.
Mike. What do you got for us?
Hi. I just thought I would help you out with that degrees of worse situation.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
They're on any specific.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay, say it again because you broke up a little bit there. Go ahead.
Yeah, your phone's breaking up a little bit.
Okay.
But, okay, try it again.
There's no degrees of worse.
Okay. Your phone's getting worse there, Mike.
Yeah, Mike, this is almost like a bit. I can solve this problem for you guys. Here's the problem.
Yeah, it's working perfectly until he tries to actually say what he wants to say, and then it breaks up.
Let's
All right,
see.
let's
Mike,
try
are you
one more
okay
time?
now?
One more
try it
chance,
again,
Mike. Go ahead. Okay.
Wait, maybe he's trying to call. No,
can you call back?
Yeah, Mike, if you want to call back in, we'll try again.
Please, yes.
Let me
please
give you
help us out because it just bothers me now.
Let me give you the phone number here, okay?
Okay.
Now's the time to call John and Gordy on the Civic Media Radio Hotline. Here's the number to call: 855-752-4842. Call now.
balloon.
Thank you. 855-752-4842. Has Mike called back yet? No, he has not.
How the heck did you get the fifth dimension to do that for you?
Well,
Mike, we really want to hear back from you. That broke up badly.
Yeah, maybe you can move to a different part of the house or go stand on the roof.
See, we like to solve these problems once they crop up.
No, he had. Well, he was going to compare your word of worser.
He was saying that there were degrees of worse.
Okay.
So somewhere along the way, worser is part of those degrees.
It's the worst, or it's getting worse, but I don't think worser is a word.
No, because worse is already the comparative. This is more bad than the previous thing.
This is worse.
More badder?
Yeah, worser feels like you're almost doing calculus with worse, where you're like the rate at which it is getting worse.
All right.
Okay.
Well, look,
were you an English major,
no.
Aaron? Okay. All right.
Music theory major.
Okay.
All right. Well,
my old neighbors said, how about the word dreadful? Nothing else worse than dreadful. Okay.
Dreadful is pretty bad as far as, degrees of how terrible something is.
Okay.
Yeah. But it could be dreadfuler.
Okay.
It says the Finland data infrastructure is built into bedrock, which then retains heat and can be distributed to homes.
Oh, okay. Well,
Ronnie out in Horicon supplied that information to us.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So you'd have to have a pretty good bedrock in order to to retain the heat in order to distribute it to the home. Okay.
Here's the thing. We're both sitting here with these beautiful laptops in front of us. We certainly could have typed that into the laptop just to find out.
Well, we have a team of listeners out there ready to do that as well.
All right. Well, that's why they're there. I've got so many papers and so many stories to get to. I mean, we've got Trump's executive order to make sure that AI is free from regulation.
Oh, okay.
They didn't pass it. They didn't pass it. In the big bad bill. So now he wrote a executive order specifically saying that they're going to go after people that develop AI regulations and stop it in its tracks. Now,
okay.
This is so frustrating. I mean, we're obviously going to see a team of Terminators walking down the street, making sure that, we don't tamper with regulations at all.
Yeah.
AI deregulations was written out of the big bad bill. The executive order directs the AG to establish an AI litigation task force to challenge unconstitutional. How would that be unconstitutional? It isn't unconstitutional. You know what's unconstitutional is this executive order. He can't do this. This is something Congress has to do, and they failed to do it in the big bad bill.
Okay. Well.
Okay, the order instructs the Federal Trade Commission and the FCC to take action that will limit states' ability to force AI companies to deceive consumers, including determining whether laws that force companies to embed DEI. This is all just geared to the MAGAs out there, so they vote for Trump again. That's all this is. Oh, they're embedding DEI in the models.
Yeah,
that's the regulation they're trying to force on everybody. Oh my God! Plus, involving the FCC, they're only a watchdog for the media.
Yeah, they don't.
And this has nothing to do with AI.
Yeah, they haven't gotten into AI at all.
Well, anyway, state legislatures understanding the unregulated AI problem have introduced over 1,000 different AI regulation bills out there. And that's
really
scaring the daylights out of the Trump administration, who want this thing unchained.
Okay. Well, we'll get into all of this as we roll along for a Friday. It's John and Gordy in the afternoon. Again, taking your calls at 855-752-4842. We got a few people on the line right now. We'll get to you in just a moment. Stay with us for more of John and Gordy. Yeah.
The heat is on, burning, burning, burning. It's on the street. The heat is on, I can feel the fire. The heat is on, all the flames are burning high. The heat is on, baby, can't you feel it? It's on the street.
WMDX where your neighbors argue politely.
As the season of celebration begins, David J. Frank Landscape extends heartfelt thanks to their clients, their community, and everyone who made 2025 a year of growth. While the snow falls, the David J. Frank team remains hard at work keeping properties safe and beautiful all winter long and designing next spring's dream yards. From their family to yours, happy holidays. From David J. Frank, Wisconsin's trusted landscape partner since 1959. Visit davidjfrank.com to start planning your 2026 landscape today.
What is a commercial? It's a message delivered to the people, in this instance through your radio speakers, into your ears. Why, it's like a movie for your brain. This radio commercial is directed to the business community. If you want to reach more customers, you should be using WMDX Radio. It's that simple. Just email sales@WMDXradio.com and let our crack sales team show you how to make your business grow with the #1 medium known to humankind, the radio commercial on WMDX. Long may you wave.
Now there's a new way to take charge of your blood sugar. Introducing new Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula from the makers of the nation's best-selling garlic supplement. New Garlic helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels with clinically supported levels of garlic, plus a custom blend of vitamins and minerals, and it's odor-free. Take charge of your blood sugar with new Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
This is Robert Pilot, host of Native Roots Radio. On our show, we talk about Native issues like treaties, protecting Mother Earth, and holding our elected officials accountable. You'll also hear from Turtle Island voices like Arvina Martin, State Representative Heather Keeler, Ruth Anna Buffalo, Dr. Anthony Stately, State Senator Mary Kunish, Robert Lilligren, and Bob Blake. Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues.
Native Roots Radio, weeknights at 8 on your local Civic Media Radio.
Telling me what my heart meant. The heat of the moment showed in your eyes.
John and Gordy, in the afternoon, it's starting to snow here. Isn't it gorgeous out there?
Some flakes
looks
floating
fake
over
I think
State
they're doing
Street.
It for the
Capitol Christmas tree, maybe?
Christmas tree celebration.
Well, those look real.
The snow machine got a little out of control. It's now blanketing the city.
Yeah, a few light flurries this afternoon.
Yeah.
Cold temperatures out there in the mid-20s.
Somebody texted in,
Bundle up.
well, if you're going to channel the heat, what are you going to do in summer?
From the
thing is,
data centers?
people will have to deal with that in the summer. They'll have to get their air conditioning on.
Well, in the
counteract the heat
in the Nordic areas in Finland, where they're doing this, with the data centers, they say that the air temperature, the frigid climate, and the power grid are dominated by hydroelectric, wind, and nuclear. The Nordic regions become a magnet for technology. The data centers are cooled just with the normal outside air.
Yeah,
because it's
it's
cold,
right?
Yeah.
Around here, you might have to listen to the Civic Media Radio Network in the next hour, see if you can win that portable air conditioner.
There you go. Good tie.
That's it. Perfect
way to put that all together.
Yeah, so let's go to Mike now, because Mike is finally may have a better line, and he can explain to us worser or worse.
Hey, Mike.
The degrees.
We got your back here.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, perfectly.
Well, it's like unique. There are no degrees. It's just unique. There's very unique is kind of a redundancy. So with worse, the only way you can make it worse than worse is to say it's even worse than that. You know, that's it. There's no worser, worser or worse-ish or anything like that.
Okay.
So it's either bad, worse, or even worse.
Okay. Even worser. All right.
And you're not very unique. You're just unique. Sorry, that's just the way it is.
All right. Well, thanks for clearing it up.
Thank you.
See,
Mike.
now we know for sure. But I guess
Appreciate
maybe they're saying it worser just to kind of be funny or clever,
or to make you upset.
What? Or to make you upset.
Yeah.
Because it stays with me and I can't get rid of it. Once it's in my ear, that's it.
Okay.
It's an earworm.
Let's go to Mark in Prairie du Sac.
Not a brainworm, an earworm.
Okay. Mark, good afternoon. What do you got?
Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah, they're worried about bringing up DEI again in conjunction with this.
Yes.
AI. I mean, it is just ridiculous. I mean, well, maybe we don't want to have any diversity, and I don't want to hear any diverse opinions from those on the right. I mean, I don't want to hear these Russian trolls come out there and say this nonsense. I don't, why should they be included? Why should they be, be treated equitably? Why should we, give them, make them feel part of the community? Because, I don't want to hear what they have to say, and tired of hearing, Putin propaganda from people who, 20 years ago would be screaming if we were cozying up to Russia. They'd be, that saying, how can we do this? Siding with the evil empire, and just because Donald Trump has gotten most of his funding from Russia from decades and decades, that his son even admitted, we get our money from Russia.
Yeah.
I mean, it is just beyond me that these guys are saying this nonsense, and that I do not know that an executive order actually holds water when it comes to law, because it is not law. It is just Donald Trump bloviating from the White House, and when he's, it is just, I don't even know if it has the weight of law.
He actually is, because in this executive order, he actually wrote this. The executive order includes a call for a national AI legislative bill that would preempt state AI laws. So he already knows that this executive order won't do anything or has no effect whatsoever. So he's asking in this executive order to make a law that does ban it nationwide, even though it didn't pass the Congress.
Just like, he's talking about, we got to send everything back to the states, except for when I don't want to.
Exactly. Yes.
That's it.
And you're right about the AI thing and DEI. It's a scare tactic. The executive order claims California and Colorado are considering requiring AI companies to insert left-wing ideology in their programming. Okay. States are even trying to embed DEI ideology into AI models, producing woke AI. This is actual language out of
woke AI.
Oh my gosh. Trying to scare. Oh, and in parentheses, get this. They actually wrote this. Remember Black George Washington? Wow. Okay.
No, I do not.
Playing the old race card. No, they did. They portrayed George Washington as black in a little AI picture. So now they're reminding us in this executive order, they're really trying to scare the megas to make sure that they jump on board controlling, decontrolling, not a controlling AI in every state.
Okay.
So now if they go out and protest, are they going to be Antifa? Could they be considered Antifa? I'm not quite sure. If you're a protester, you're Antifa, according to this. Oh, by the way, and this is an interesting note. In 2025, Trump's executive order prevented the federal government from using AI that included ideological biases or social agendas. Now, hasn't Trump posted and reposted political bias reflecting his social agenda in AI-generated videos and pictures? Has he not done that? He broke his own executive order.
You're going to break the table over here. Keep smacking that thing.
Isn't that why they have a table?
I know. It's nice and sturdy. Usually you pound it a little more. You're doing the back. Okay.
I at least I haven't taken my shoe off like Khrushchev did.
It's okay.
Yeah, I know.
You can keep doing it. It keeps me awake over here. So.
Overregulation by the states is threatening to undermine this major growth engine. No regulation is even worse.
Okay.
Now they're saying overregulation. They're actually demanding no regulation.
Yeah.
So quite the difference.
Exactly. Okay. We'll take more of your phone calls. You can also text us on the Civic Media app. The number is 855-752-4842. We'll come back with more after we check in with the Midwest Food and Farm Report. It's John and Gordy in the afternoon.
WMDX Madison, where democracy meets dairy. Your neighbors are talking. Leaders are deciding. Madison's story unfolds daily on 92.7 WMDX.
The experience of every Alice in Dairyland is unique. Sarah Hagenow is currently serving as the 78th Alice in Dairyland. Recently, she had the opportunity to stamp her passport and go to Shanghai, China with the Ginseng Board of Wisconsin. She tells us about a few of the events she got to attend while overseas.
We were able to attend 2 trade shows, the China International Import Expo, as well as Food and Hospitality China. And that was over 10 days. So a great way to connect with international attendees, help promote Wisconsin ginseng and the different ways that it can be used. I loved seeing the different products and innovations that are being made with Wisconsin ginseng, from the traditional teas and slices and roots to some more creative things like gummies, maybe some snack pouches, some fruit cups, and many other things.
Sarah Hagenow, the 78th Alice in Dairyland, along with us. She says the most impactful part of her trip was seeing the collaboration between nations to promote agriculture as a whole. I'll be back with more news right after this.
Did you know you can leverage crop insurance to benefit your bottom line? Ag Country Farm Credit Services can help. Choosing the right coverage for your goals can help maximize margins, strengthen your marketing strategy, and build a more resilient operation overall. As you plan for the season ahead, focus on more than just managing risk. Call 800-450-9858 to speak with one of our dedicated crop insurance officers. This institution is an equal opportunity provider and employer.
Winter is a good time to evaluate your livestock's health. BioVet loves seeing healthy animals contribute to your farm's profitability. Freeing up your time for the holidays is at the top of our list. When you choose BioVet microbial and nutritional products to keep your livestock out of the sick pen and healthy, you'll enjoy more time with your family this holiday season. Many thanks and warm wishes from our BioVet family to yours. Help your livestock stay healthy and call 1-800-BioVet1 or visit bio-vet.com.
I'm Kylie Allen for the Midwest Farm Report. Let's take a look at some agriculture news. Wisconsin U.S. legislators, including Senator Tammy Baldwin and Representative Derek Van Orden, introduced a piece of bipartisan legislation. That legislation would give organic producers the tools to increase capacity, modernize operations, and expand their business to meet growing demand. The bill is called the Domestic Organic Investment Act and would make a permanent USDA program aimed to solve supply chain gaps. It would do so by providing grants to farmers and businesses. More news comes to us from the Wisconsin Farm Bureau President, Brad Olson. He's sounding the alarm due to regulations that stand to hurt the state's agriculture industry. Olson walks us through some of the extreme measures that are being proposed. He says they include increased per head fees on livestock, mandatory tire washing, and strict operating hours. Those operating hours would only allow farming to occur on weekdays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. More details can be found on our website at MidwestFarmReport.com. For the Midwest Farm Report, I'm Kylie Allen.
Construction barrels bloom every spring. So do opinions. WMDX, guiding Madison through life's most predictable surprises.
I'm meteorologist Rodney Price. Increasing clouds for your Friday afternoon and a few flurries possible. Highs in the mid-20s, west winds 5 to 10. Flurries ending tonight, mostly cloudy skies. Cold weather advisory goes into effect. Lows just below 0, wind chills as cold as 15 below. It's 24 at our studios.
Pete Schwaba.
A mom popped into elementary school to deliver some paperwork, leaving her 10-year-old son in the car outside. They found the car in the garage and the child in the house with the dad. He had had an argument with his mom and decided to drive himself home. Officers declined to charge the boy because he's too young to be held criminally responsible.
Put that kid in juvie, baby.
Don't worry, officer. We're going to ground him.
Nightlight with Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 5 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
I'm Rick Smith, host of The Rick Smith Show. If you're looking for honest talk, real stories, and straight-up news that matters to you, tune in to The Rick Smith Show. We're digging into the issues that affect your job, your family, your future. Join me weeknights at 9 on the Civic Media Radio Network, because your voice deserves to be heard. That's The Rick Smith Show, heard weeknights at 9.
John and Gordy in the afternoon. Light snow outside right now.
Yep, here in Madison. It's mid-20s and pretty cloudy across most of the state. If you'd like to chime in, phone lines are back open again, 855-752-4842. You can always reach us on the Civic Media app and give us a text.
Now, everybody's jaw dropped yesterday when we talked about Marco Rubio getting rid of Calibri font. For some reason, he saw something DEI in it, and that is his latest victim, the Calibri font. Gone because it helped people who had eyesight problems. They could read the font easier. And because of dyslexia as well, yeah. And so I thought we'd maybe have a little fun with it by playing something from the Daily Show.
Oh, all right.
They featured the whole thing, and I didn't know that the reaction was this large on the right wing, but let's check it out. That's why we're playing it. It's just crazy stuff.
Secretary Rubio tells the State Department, get with the times. No more woke fonts.
Yeah. No more woke fonts. Wait, what the f is a woke font? Help me out here, Rubio. What makes it woke?
The State Department is ditching Calibri after a new order from Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Documents are now switching back to Times New Roman.
In 2023, the Biden administration had the department begin using Calibri, which saying it's easier for visually impaired people to read.
I'm sorry. Calibri is woke because it's easier for visually impaired people to read? Who wouldn't want to help the visually impaired? I almost helped a blind guy cross the street once. It's very brave of me. But apparently for MAGA, the definition of woke has been so stretched that at this point it means helping other people at all, even if it doesn't hurt anyone else.
Yeah,
that means if Calibri was woke, then ramps are woke. Braille is woke. Those chairs that lower old people into the hotel pool are woke. How else are they going to secretly finger blast each other under the water? Huh? That's not the world I want to grow old in. This is such a pathetic attempt to start a culture war. There's no way conservative media is going to run with it, right?
Yeah,
right?
No.
Right?
Secretary Rubio trashing the Biden era change to Calibri, a softer, wider font.
Rubio says, and I quote, switching to Calibri achieved nothing except the degradation of the department's official correspondence.
Boom. The superior font is back.
Boom. 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 You didn't see that, did you?
No, I didn't see that coming.
No, because it wasn't written in Calibri, you soft-ass blonde bitches.
Sorry about that.
I almost feel bad for conservative media. It's like they're suffering from an outrage shortage under Trump. Merry Christmas is back. We can say the R word again. Let's see, are there any gay fonts? And of course, Newsmax had to make this whole idea of a font called Calibri sound suspiciously ethnic.
He's ordering every U.S. diplomat worldwide to stop immediately using that Calibri.
Calibru Akbar? Kala Mamdani? Whatever happened to good old American font names like Kyle or Chad? Let's not forget about the real victim in all this. Mm-hmm. Of course, I'm talking about the man who designed the Calibri font.
Luke de Groot, the designer who created the Calibri font. Really appreciate you joining us today.
Has anyone in history ever been more font designer than this guy?
Kind of looks the part, definitely.
Yeah.
So that was quite a debate on the right wing.
So Rubio
I had no idea.
This whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And New Times
Seems
Roman
silly.
is like one of those. Oh, I get it looks really official.
Yeah.
It's just like in the book.
Sure. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
But this blaming DEI of all things.
Yeah.
So I do.
So reach.
I like what he said. DEI now means everything. Helping anybody do anything is DEI.
I know.
Yeah. So pretty bad stuff.
Don't you think Mark Rubio has better things to do than to, attack the font, the official fonts?
I don't know. He is really serving Trump.
You think
he is really folded under Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Now let's get to what's happening at the White House. I'm not quite sure how this is going to happen this summer, but the White House, of course, if you've already heard, they're planning on having the ultimate fighting championship there
because the backyard somewhere.
It's very political, and it's very I don't know what it is. It's crazy.
Well, they're staging this.
They are
fighting match.
Trump says the White House card will have 8 or 9 championship fights. That's a lot. What are they going to do? Are they going to have any kind of championship fights before and after that?
Apparently.
Is it all going to be at the White House? He says, we're going to have a lot of events. One of the things you're going to have here is some of the UFC press. You're going to have the fighters coming over, talking about the fights. And he also said this, I think the arena is going to have 5,000 or 6,000 seats.
What?
This is around the White House now.
That's crazy.
Right in front of the front door of the White House. That's what he said. And 100,000 people in the back, where they're putting up 8 or 10 very big screens.
100,000 people? Come on.
This is like having the really bad neighbor.
Right.
Wow. What are you doing in the backyard there? Well, we're putting up
fighting ring. Yeah.
8 or 10 big screens for our party.
Will Joe Rogan be there calling some of the action? He used to do that.
Imagine how that's going to look, right? I can't even imagine. They don't have the capacity for that many people to be out there. I think it's like 700 or 800 people. And they're talking 100,000 people in the back.
Where are they going to park?
But they are going to have, and I think they're trying to line up this guy, the UFC lightweight heavyweight fighter, Bogdan Gaskov.
Oh, that guy.
Oh, you?
No, I have no idea.
All right. Yeah, apparently he's very strong and may be part of the plan. But I know this, the Onion is a big fan of Bogdan. And they put together a little weather report. It's kind of a personality-infused weather forecast. So why don't we play Cut 95 and listen to how the Onion is interpreting Bogdan's participation in anything.
Here we go.
Residents in states already hit by the storm say it may even be as strong as Bogdan.
We got slammed pretty hard. Hurricane ripped the trees out of the ground like it was Bogdan or something.
I had to abandon my car on the road. The water swept it away as though Bogdan was pulling it with his very own teeth.
Flash flood warning is in effect, and authorities are asking people to stay indoors and avoid the roads.
We are urging everyone to seek shelter. Remember, being carried away by this storm is very different from the joy of being carried by Bogdan and seeing for miles from his shoulders.
Areas still in the storm's path are bracing for impact. People are boarding up windows and stocking up on enough food and water to feed even Bogdan and his 12 sons.
So I don't know why they focused on Bogdan, but I had to look up Bogdan because of the weather forecast from the Onion, and I found out, he's probably going to be a part of the White House celebration.
When is this happening? Sometime in the summer?
Yes, sometime in the beginning of the summer.
Okay.
So the Ultimate Fighting Championship.
Coming to the White House.
Again, they have championships all year long.
Right.
And if they're going to have 8 or 9 of them at one time, well.
It's going to be a lot of porta potties if they're expecting 100,000 people around the White House.
That'll look lovely around the White House.
Sure.
What a time for the vacation.
Great.
Oh my God!
And it's the 250th, anniversary of.
Oh yeah, yeah.
USA. Perfect timing.
It is perfect timing.
Sure.
All right. We've had a few unusual stories here, but I'd like to get back to normal just a little bit here, Gordy.
Really?
Because
we haven't done that for a while.
No.
Have we?
It's travel time. A lot of people are going to be visiting their loved ones during the holiday. Well, should I say Christmas?
Sure.
Without going out on a limb here.
I think people have, realize Christmas is on the calendar and they'll get a few days off.
Right. So
do some traveling.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering how everybody's getting to wherever they're going. Are they going to go to the airports and do a few chin-ups before they get on board the plane?
Could happen.
It could be, right? Or have their kid play in the playpens at international students.
Sure. Well, why do you bring this up? What do you think is going to happen?
But here's the thing. It's going to be a very, very cold weekend in our area across the state. Okay.
Yes.
And
I'm
wondering,
yes.
it could be a dangerous weekend for travel.
Sure.
Right. So you want to make sure that your automobile is taken care of and tuned up and oil change.
Thank you for that public service announcement.
So, I'm just looking out for people in regards to, what's coming up, and because I'm in the throes of trying to make sure my vehicle will make it down to Crystal Lake.
Oh, did you get a new battery for the?
I got it in the
other
mail.
car?
It's sitting in the kitchen, but it's going to be really cold tomorrow and on Sunday.
But you're wondering about
so I'm going
to
it's too late. We're going to have to take the Highlander and go down there.
Okay.
Well, we have a hybrid Highlander. Not that it saves any gas at all, but it is a hybrid.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, let's get to in just a little while, we're going to get to the CAFE standards that were relaxed by the Trump administration.
Okay.
I'm getting to it not because, it's a bad idea, and it is a bad idea.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's destroying a lot of jobs that are out there. Yeah. Trump is blaming burdensome regulations, including the Biden administration's, preposterous, they say, 50 miles per gallon target for model year 2031. They're getting rid of that. That's gone. I mean, they're going from 50 miles per gallon to 34.5 miles per gallon.
Oh,
that's pretty dramatic in change. So Trump claims that will save people $109 billion over the next 5 years, cumulatively, of course, and cut the average cost of new cars by about $1,000. I don't know how they could possibly come to that conclusion.
Right.
If there's gas cars now and there aren't the EVs anymore, wouldn't that push the price of gas vehicles up?
You would think so, yes.
Consumers can expect the cost of new vehicles to come down, they say, significantly, just like the economy, just like the food prices at the store. Yep, just like them. And strict fuel efficiency standards force some automakers to adopt expensive technologies. So that's gone now. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about all the safety devices that they put on your car.
Not to worry.
Right?
It'll be fine.
It's not just the gas-saving technology, but also safety technology. So now you're going to be getting stripped down gasoline engine cars.
Right.
And by the way, this isn't just in the United States. It's catching on in Europe as well.
Really?
Yes.
That seems bizarre.
I know. They have access to China's EVs.
Oh, boy. Okay. Hey, we got
to take a break here, don't we?
That's exactly, you read my mind, my friend. We'll be back with more of John and Gordy in the afternoon in just a moment.
My ground, and I won't back down. No, I won't back down.
Between the lakes and beyond the headlines, 92.7 FM WMDX is where Wisconsin turns for real news and great conversation.
The holidays are here, and it's time to pick a present from Civic Media's grown-up gift list with this local station. Listen while you work for the keywords to text for your chance to win $200 cash and be entered to win one of our grand prizes, a snowblower, stainless steel cookware set, or a portable air conditioner. Just download the free Civic Media app and listen weekdays at 7, 9, 11, 1, 3, 5, and 7 for your chance to win in our multi-state contest.
Get ready, Madison. Elsa's Own Jarocho is now open on Plaza Drive. 5-star authentic Mexican cuisine, fresh, homemade, and the best prices in town. See why one review said, best tacos I've ever had in my life. Elsa's Own Jarocho. You won't leave hungry, just happy.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Wisconsin. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the WIAA and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Listen to the Civic Media exclusive podcast, Busted Pencils.
Holy crap, 1/3 of kids can't read. That is a very troubling statistic. Is it a true fact? Is it a statistic that you can walk around with and actually talk about? No, there's a complexity, but at the same time, with a little bit of help from Tim, Johnny, and Jacob, I think we can get a better sense of what's really going on here.
Subscribe to Busted Pencils wherever you listen to podcasts.
Ahoo, this is Robert Pilot of Native Roots Radio. On our show, we share stories from Turtle Island, highlighting the people and issues shaping our communities. From protecting water to treaty rights and preserving languages and traditions, we cover it all. Hear voices like Arvina Martin of Emerge Wisconsin, Dr. Stately, Robert Lilligren, and more. Because Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues.
Native Roots Radio, weeknights at 8 on your local Civic Media radio station.
My pappy said, son, you're gonna drive me to drinking if you don't stop driving that hot rod Lincoln. Have you heard the story of the hot rod race with the Fords and Lincolns was setting the pace? That story is true.
No fair going back to gasoline engines. No. I mean, we had the free market working fine. We were pushing the EVs, the electric vehicles. We were going to solar and wind power, and all of a sudden that all came to an end.
Yeah.
What happened to the free market?
I don't know. Well, Trump came in and Elon started getting into it. But, Elon, you would think, would push for more EVs.
You would think that he'd have just a little bit of power left somewhere.
But apparently not at all.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess they must be making enough money in Europe and around the world. They don't need the U.S. buying power at all. I guess that's, I guess that's the way it is now.
But your EV is doing fine, right?
Yes, it's doing just great. Yep.
You just need to find more charging stations here and there. No?
Well, yeah, the car actually finds them. It has a special mapping system that finds all the charging stations along the way.
Okay.
But as I mentioned to you yesterday, a lot of those charging stations don't work.
Well, that could be a problem.
Yes, they're out of operation. I don't know why, but that kind of happens, and you, I can just see myself stranded in Crystal Lake, Illinois.
Oh, brother!
South of the Cheddar Curtain.
Hey, phone lines are open right now. 855-752-4842. Let's go to Jack in Merrimack.
Who's stranded in Merrimack because the ferry is now no longer in operation for winter.
Yeah. Hey, Jack, what's up?
The ice is almost thick enough to drive across. So not a problem.
Is it really?
So, EVs, electric vehicles. If we gave the same kind of welfare to the manufacturers of electric vehicles that we do to petroleum-powered vehicles, we could easily both convert to that economy and also provide for charging stations. They have a thing with the petroleum industry called the depletion allowance, and basically for every gallon of petroleum you pump out of the ground, you get a huge tax break.
Yeah.
And that's been going on for decades. Now, I own stock, legacy stock. I got it from my dad, and I own stock in one of those companies. And let me tell you, they'd be making billions anyway without that. They don't need that. So let's put it into electric vehicles. Now, here's the big thing. We got a bunch of people there who want the idea of supply and demand to be foremost in our commerce. So that's fine. You start putting electric vehicles on the road, fewer and fewer will be using petroleum.
Right.
The demand will drop down. What happens to the price when demand drops?
Yeah. See, prices prices fall. And here's the other thing, and no one ever thinks about it, but the more EVs we put on the highway, and year after year after year, they get older and older, and they become used cars, and people are able to buy used EVs, and it starts in the used car area. So, I mean, more people will be able to get these things. They're not going to be just new all the time at $50,000. You're going to be able to pick them up pretty inexpensively, $15,000, maybe $10,000. Depends on mileage.
You can get a pretty good price on a hybrid already. You can find pretty much half-price hybrids on the market that have maybe 50, 60,000 miles on them. And those batteries are still good for another 50, 60,000 minimum.
Yeah.
The other thing about switching over to an electric economy, of course, the price of petroleum, no president can determine that. I mean, they can try to influence us, but we're still stuck with the whims of the international market that pretty much determine the price, and the avarice of such wonderful people as Putin and Bin Salman.
Yeah.
And who pretty much control that supply. Now you start increasing green energy electric production, and all of a sudden you've got a system. I mean, you can't export a solar array. I mean, you can export the solar panel, but the point is, if you're using it to produce electricity, you're not dependent on the international market. You're dependent on what it costs to keep those solar panels working. Ditto with wind, ditto with hydropower.
That's right.
And while I'm not a big advocate of it, even nuclear power, you can't move that stuff around. Although we do have a pretty good supply of uranium for that in this country.
All right, Jack. I want to also mention, we're going to move on here, but I also want to mention that OPEC has decided to produce more oil. So the price of oil will be coming down this winter. And of course, discouraging more people from getting EVs that are out there, and a lot of layoffs, closures. Suppliers are struggling to survive in all of this because of the removal of the rebates for EV vehicles that are just are killing Ford and GM at this point. Can we get to?
Yeah, we can take Tom real quick. Tom, we have about a minute here. What do you got for us today?
Okay. Well, first off, I'd like to say is that the main issue is that what Biden was doing was taking away a choice from the consumer by forcing people to be buying electric vehicles in about 5 years from now, by making the emission standards so hard that no gas engines, much less diesel, would ever pass them, and also to increase the corporate fuel economy up to 50, which is insanity. I mean, if you're talking about driving Geos, Geo Metros, maybe that's what people would do, but I don't think so.
Well,
but
I also have to think, Tom, that we're also supplying a lot of hybrids to a lot of these companies, and they're saving a heck of a lot of money doing that, just not EVs as well. And I don't think that anybody was forcing people to buy EVs. It was just giving people an option.
Tom, thanks for that call. We'll take more of your calls, and we've got the Text to Win contest right around the corner. Stay with us.
This is 92.7 WMDX Columbus, Madison's real news and great conversation. A Civic Media station, WMDXradio.com.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. King Charles, in a Stand Up to Cancer video address, announced his cancer treatment will be reduced in the new year, he says, because of early diagnosis, effective intervention, and following doctor's orders. He urged others to get screened early. Plans for President Trump's new ballroom are hitting a legal wall.
The federal lawsuit has the National Trust for Historic Preservation blasting the administration for unilaterally demolishing part of what it calls perhaps the most recognizable and historically significant building in the country. The group is now urging a judge to halt the construction of the new ballroom and force the White House to submit its plans to key agencies and Congress for review. The suit also points to a federal law that says no building or structure can be built on federal land in D.C., quote, without express authority of Congress.
ABC's Stephen Portnoy. The Justice Department has asked an appeals court to block a contempt hearing on Monday, reviewing whether Homeland Security violated a judge's order to turn back planes with Venezuelan migrants in March sent to El Salvador. This is ABC News.
From the Capitol to your kitchen table, Madison's biggest stories live right here on 92.7 WMDX.
For 92.7 WMDX News, I'm Savannah Tomei Olson. Yet another candidate has entered the crowded Democratic field for governor. Joel Brennan announced his campaign yesterday. He's currently president of the Greater Milwaukee Committee. He previously led Discovery World in Milwaukee and served for 3 years as a cabinet secretary under Governor Tony Evers. Brennan says he's worked in public policy for 3.5 decades, and he gave other numbers when he introduced himself in a campaign video.
10. That's how many siblings I grew up with right here in Wisconsin. We were long on potential, although sometimes a little short on resources. 49. That's how many points future NBA star Nick Van Exel and I combined to score when we played each other in high school. I had 8. He had the rest. 5. That's how many jobs I had to help pay my way through college, like landscaping, baking coffees, retail, and deep frying egg rolls. 0. The number of functioning blinkers on my first car.
Brennan spent 3 years as secretary of Wisconsin's Department of Administration. He was one of the only cabinet appointees from Governor Evers that got some Republican support. Here's what he told Civic Media's Pat Kreitlow about his time in the DOA.
Did things like trying to restore some of the things we had lost under Scott Walker and the right-wing legislature. By the time that I left after 3 years, we had a surplus of about $4 billion, a rainy day fund that had gone from a couple $100 million to nearly $1.7 billion. And it was a time that I was really proud of.
Brennan's brother-in-law is Kevin Conroy, CEO of Exact Sciences. The publicly traded company is headquartered in Madison and in the process of selling to Abbott Labs for a whopping $23 billion. Brennan joins a crowded field of Democratic candidates. It's gotten so long, we're not going to name them all here. The most recently added one was former Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes, who announced his campaign last week. For Civic Media News, I'm Savannah Tomei Olson.
A win for the Bucks. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with Sports. NBA, the Bucks with a much-needed victory, 116-101 over the Boston Celtics at Fiserv Forum. Milwaukee's Kyle Kuzma with a season-high 31 points. Doc Rivers says the adjustments they worked on in practice this week leading up to the game worked.
One of the things we talked to you guys about going in the break was correcting our spacing. I thought we had room tonight. Guys wasn't in the wrong spots. When a guard drove, he knew where the other guy was at. I thought we played a very organized basketball game tonight.
NFL, the Packers fly to Denver tomorrow to play the Broncos Sunday afternoon at 3:25. Denver tied for first place in the AFC with a record of 11-2. How has Denver been able to win so many close games with a young quarterback like Bo Nix?
9 of the 11 games, they come back in the fourth quarter. And so I think that obviously deservingly so, he gets a ton of credit for that. And then the defense and special teams. I mean, it's a really good football team.
That's Packers head coach Matt LaFleur with Sports. I'm Mike Clemens.
Local news, real voices, and conversations that count. That's Madison. And that's 92.7 WMDX.
I'm meteorologist Rodney Price. Increasing clouds for your Friday afternoon and a few flurries possible. Highs in the mid-20s, west winds 5 to 10. Flurries ending tonight, mostly cloudy skies. Cold weather advisory goes into effect. Lows just below 0, wind chills as cold as 15 below. Right now, it's 25.
Hey there, Wisconsin. Tom Hartman here. Democracy is not a spectator sport, so join me each and every weekday right here on Civic Media for the Tom Hartman program from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Covering the news of the day and sharing ways for you to get off the sidelines and get active in your community, because change starts with you. Get involved and tune in to the Thom Hartmann program Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on your local Civic Media radio station.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org.
It's a psychobilly freakout!
From Milwaukee traffic to Northwoods gossip, they've got some thoughts. John and Gordy in the afternoon.
Indeed. Friday.
A lot coming up here.
Yes, we do. And right now,
it's time.
It is time for the Grown-Up Gift List Text to Win Multi-State Contest. This is a contest hour for a new keyword that could win you $200 cash.
Wow.
Yeah. And every entry that you put in gets you another chance to win one of our 3 grand prize drawings, a new snowblower, a stainless steel cookware set, or a portable air conditioner. The keyword this hour, here we go.
Yes.
Keyword
What's
is...
the word?
Well,
Gordy?
I'm about to tell you, John. Which
make it.
Stop
I don't know.
talking.
Give us a sound alike.
Good. The key word. The key word is wish. Wish, like wishing upon a star. Wish. W-I-S-H. Wish is the key word. So get that going with your Civic Media app. Just text us the keyword wish. Get on the Apple or the Google store. If you don't have the Civic Media app, you can download it immediately. It's free to download. Find the station you're listening to right now. Use the text button to use that keyword wish to enter in for a chance to win $200 and also the grand prize. And every time that you...
That is actually not the right word.
What? Wait. Where are you? Oh, you know what? You're... Oh, man.
Sorry to everybody texting in wish. Wish is not the right word.
That is not the right word.
I will make sure that all of you who did text wish get it entered. The correct word is sled. S-L-E-D. I'm going to go hop on the sled
never made a
and go
mistake
down the
on
hill.
the contest till right now.
Well,
I'm sorry. I apologize.
It can happen.
So yes, the right word going forward is sled. S-L-E-D. But if you texted the previous word that was said, I'll make sure that your entry still counts.
Thank you, Aaron.
Right, that sounds good.
You as our contest guru.
Yes.
Thank you for doing that. Sled is the key word. S-L-E-D.
I guess we can blame the AI version of Gordy for getting that wrong. You can't trust AI anymore.
Okay. Anyway.
I know you're pretty upset now.
I am very
Just calm
upset.
down,
I can't
man.
believe that I grabbed the wrong... Okay.
All right.
John, can you check the rules and see what we're supposed to do here now? After
Yes,
do I get penalized now? Okay.
Well,
All
the
right.
rule book says.
Okay. And we will correct everybody that entered the wrong keyword. Make sure that your entry is also counted. Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Let's move forward.
We will move forward.
Sled.
All right.
The keyword.
Sled. That's it. Hey, I just wanted to pick up where we left off last hour. Tom said that Biden kind of forced people to buy EVs. That was untrue. Actually, Trump made me buy the EV because of the $4,000 rebate for a used vehicle, and that's why I bought. Yeah, no, I had to do it. I either had to do that or build a garage, and the price of wood went up because of Canada. So I decided to get the car and use the rebate.
Okay.
For my EV, and I was forced into buying it because of Trump. And by the way, again, I just want to emphasize here that the impact of remember, it was supposed to be all of the above for alternative energies, energy, all kinds of energy, all of the above. And he kind of favors one now over all of them. And there are significant layoffs, closures, and supply chain problems with electric vehicles and the batteries that make them run. Major impact on GM, Rivian, and the suppliers. Tens of thousands of jobs and closures because of this. So I know it's not creating jobs. We're losing jobs left and right. Closures of plants. Who were restructuring, by the way, in order to build these EVs. Right. They had to stop building the plants.
Yes.
The permanent layoffs at Factory Zero and temporary shutdowns at battery plants. Auto suppliers in Michigan are losing nearly 450 jobs as two major supplier companies close shop due to volatility of the car industry related to electric vehicle production and because of tariffs for those supplies to make those supplies. So anyway, the SUVs and Ford Motor Company convulsing because of this.
I'll bet.
So that is the biggest problem of all. And so you're not going to hear about that very often because it's just happening. Just people are losing their jobs around Christmas time here, and thank you.
Yeah.
All right. But I want to get to something really, this is really offensive, and we're just going to play it anyway.
Oh, good. Well, what do you got?
This is Tom Tiffany. He was asked about the ACA tax credits, and we've talked about it a lot here on the program, and I just want to have you listen to this. He was asked by AJ Bayapur in Milwaukee. He works at a TV station there.
Okay.
And he stumped Tiffany with a very simple question.
All right.
And the answer is incredibly deadly. Let's listen to cut 117.
Okay.
Specifically on the question of expanding the subsidies that Democrats shut down the government over, if there's a vote on the floor to extend those tax credits, what's your vote?
We need to go back and review the ACA. I mean, I don't accept the premise of your question, AJ, that we simply should do one or the other. We can do better by saying, okay, this is not working. Let's sit down and get some alternatives for the American people that are going to work for them to give them affordable health insurance. Because that's the failure at this point. And so much of this is driven by the government failure that has mandates in place that don't give people more choices. We're all individuals in terms of our healthcare needs. We should all have individual choices. No, we don't have that at this point as
human beings,
as the ACA has unfolded.
Republicans have had 16 years to come up with something better. Why isn't there something in place to replace the ACA with then?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yes, yes, it is.
Unfortunately, it has not been done.
No,
but no time like the present, right? I mean, that's what I'm going to do. Go back to Washington, D.C. now. Once we get this continuing resolution passed, and let's put some good things in place. And as I said before, it's going to start with choice, competition, and transparency. And I mean, President Trump, to a certain extent, had a good idea when he said, rather than giving these billions of dollars to health insurance companies, let's give it to the people of the United States. And I mean, that should be some of the principles, or where we work from, is let's get something more affordable for the American people.
Oh, well, that sounds real nice.
Huh. Great answer.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Yeah,
wonderful.
Yeah. Didn't have an answer for not having a solution to the problem.
Yeah, for the last 16 years.
And one of the things
to work on it.
I just want to define one of the areas that he did talk about, and that is giving people a choice. They don't have a choice right now because they have broad coverage of everything and pre-existing conditions as well. They have all that coverage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of takes that choice away, you know?
Right?
It does, but it gives you all that coverage. And what he's referring to are the stripped down, as we used to call them back then, junk policies, where you can say you don't want this, you don't want to cover that, you don't think you're going to have cancer, so it's not going to cover cancer this year for you, whatever.
Yeah.
Those are the junk policies, and you can buy those inexpensive policies, my ass. They'll be expensive. Do you think they're really going to give you a deal because you're cutting your own throat in all of this? Probably not.
No.
See, there's so much. There's so much that they're not telling you, and it's because we've already gone through all of this. We've all experienced this And the ACA was the solution to these big problems of people having policies that didn't cover what they needed. In fact, we heard it in a cut yesterday where pregnancy was not covered unless you got special coverage for it. And the problem is women had to pay that.
Right.
Women had to pay extra for their health care insurance, and the male didn't have to, even though it kind of takes two to produce that pregnancy.
Right.
Why it wasn't shared by both of them, I don't know. But Tom Tiffany wants to go back to charging women more because they can get pregnant.
Unbelievable.
It is crazy.
Let's go back to the phones, 855-752-4842. Matt is on the line from Middleton. Matt, go ahead.
Hey, guys, I had to call on that stupid Tiffany.
I know.
No choice. What the hell are you talking about? Every time I have to sign up for my health insurance each year, I have 30 different health insurance company plans to choose from. No choice. You effing moron.
Yes, I know. Yeah, I mean, it is a marketplace. That's what we call it.
Right.
And it's like a mall.
And it drives us all crazy.
And all these insurance companies are sitting there showing us what they're offering us, and we get to choose. That's how easy it is. That's what the whole point of this was, is to make it easy to find these policies and compare.
So where does this go if they get what they want? And are we going to go to Walmart for our colonoscopies?
Oh, God.
We have to shop for
Aisle
it,
9?
Matt. Yes.
Good luck with that.
I don't know. And I guess people might be buying into this stuff, but it doesn't seem possible to me that they would actually think any of this makes sense, right? It doesn't make sense. All
Matt,
right.
thanks for that call.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I want to get to this. This is also another situation of healthcare with our senator this time. It's Ron Johnson.
Oh, boy.
This is an incredible cut. I want you to listen to this. Oh, you know what? We don't have time for this.
No, we'll get to it in a minute.
Oh, I can't believe it.
Is it 1:15? We have time for that.
But there is a cut before that, which is 1:14.
Oh, yeah, then we don't have time for both.
So the whole problem here is that I really want you to check this out. This is very interesting stuff. This is, her name is Chrissa. She's from Ladysmith, and she confronted Ron Johnson. I don't know why. I don't know if she flew out to D.C. or whatever, but she talked to Ron Johnson. He talked to her, and it's about the ACA subsidies. And, of course, he didn't understand them, as he hasn't since the very beginning. When he ran for the Senate, he ran on stopping Obamacare. So when you listen to this thing, it is so stunning and so ridiculous that she makes a very, very good point. I also have a time when Ron Johnson was questioned by a college student about, do we deserve health care in this country?
Okay. Well, we'll get to all that.
We'll get to that.
All right. Want to remind you that we are in the contest hour here for our grown-up gift list text to win multi-state contest. And the key word is SLED, S-L-E-D. You have until 4 o'clock to get that in for a chance to win $200 cash today. Plus, every entry puts you in for the grand prize drawings of either a snowblower, some cookware set, a stainless steel cookware set, or a portable air conditioner. And again, the keyword is SLED, S-L-E-D. And every time you enter, you get chances to win more entries with that text response by signing up for a newsletter or checking out our Facebook. And you can do that every time you put in an entry. You'll get that text response. When you respond, you get more chances to win. And again, today's the last day, so get those entries in. We'll have other contest words, keywords during the 5 o'clock hour and the 7 o'clock hour during Pete Schwaba's show, Nightlight.
You know, I have to agree with Brett. His text is, if it's all about giving people choice, how about giving us Medicare if we choose, right?
Yes.
Or how about, if it's our choice, then why don't we take your health care away? That would be my choice.
19 minutes past the hour. Coming up in about 15 minutes, we'll be talking to Tom Content about the data centers. What's that all about? He is with the Cub, with these, what is it?
Citizens Utility Board?
Citizens Utility Board. Thank you, Tom. All right, we're coming back with more. It's John and Gordy in the afternoon.
Strong coffee, WMDX Madison.
I'm hungry. What's cooking?
Oh, no, not me. It's your turn.
Oh, we're back to taking turns?
Yes.
Well, how about Sugar River Pizza?
Oh, yeah, now they can cook.
I could really go for some of that 12-hour smoked pulled pork.
Ooh, and some pasta. Okay, now I'm hungry. Sugar River, here we come.
And they have that great kids menu, too.
We don't have any kids.
Right. That's beside the point. The point is, I'm hungry. You're hungry.
Let's go.
Yes. And we should talk about having some kids.
Get in the car, Bob. Sugar River, Sun Prairie, Verona, New Glarus, and catering.
Thanks to Total Wine, you saved more on all the gifts for the ones you adore. Wine, spirits, beers, all nestled on shelves. Got some advice from our helpful elves. Oh, so many gifts to explore when you go to Total Wine and More. Bottles so delightful, whoa. Priced so amazingly low.
Find what you love what you find. Only at Total Wine and More, the official celebration partner of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
What is a commercial? It's a message delivered to the people, in this instance through your radio speakers, into your ears. Why, it's like a movie for your brain. This radio commercial is directed to the business community. If you want to reach more customers, you should be using WMDX Radio. It's that simple. Just email sales@WMDXradio.com and let our crack sales team show you how to make your business grow with the #1 medium known to humankind, the radio commercial. It's us. 855-752-4842. Phone lines are open right now. If you want to jump in, now's a good time.
Yeah. All right, let's get to Krista. Her trip to see Ron Johnson. She's from Ladysmith, Wisconsin.
Okay.
And she's asking about the ACA subsidies and what a guy to ask that question to. So let's listen how that thing went.
Okay.
All right.
Are you saying families like me, small businesses, farmers, self-employed people are causing fraud?
My name's Krista. I'm from Ladysmith, Wisconsin. I flew here to speak to my Senator Ron Johnson about the Affordable Care Tax Credits because I'm so concerned for my own family and many others. Ron Johnson is cutting our health insurance in order to give tax cuts to the wealthiest people and the wealthiest corporations of this country.
I know people love free federal money from the federal government, which we can't afford, by the way.
Now I'm looking at $1,500 a month of an increase for my monthly premium if these tax credits expired. So I wonder if you might consider just getting them extended.
If we extend all of them, you're basically perpetuating about $27 billion a year in fraud.
Do you have names of people?
Yeah, there are people who've been prosecuted for this. The best estimate is about 6 million of the 24 million people are just phantom.
With all the other costs rising, like, groceries, heat, electricity, and of course, my Social Security is only $1,300 a month. So this is a huge hit for me. And I don't even know what my budget's going to look like at this point with all the rising costs and uncertainty that they bring. Now I have to deal with getting my health insurance subsidies taken away and possibly losing my health insurance. You think your plan is going to fix that in such a short amount of time? No, You've got it all figured out and fixed, or we're just going to flounder in the meantime?
What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to provide a bridge for that group of people who completely lose their subsidy.
I just got done talking to my Senator Ron Johnson. I really don't think he understands what it's like out here trying to afford these healthcare premiums without the ACA subsidies. People are going to be having to make some really hard decisions. Ron Johnson doesn't seem to care, but he certainly does care about millionaires and billionaires getting their tax cuts.
Pretty much
Wow.
it. A great audio.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's also a video too. You can check it out up there on Twitter. But here's one thing that I want to kind of add to this, and that is that, Ron Johnson is basically saying that there are other ways to do this, and he doesn't really have a plan, as he has never had a plan, even since he started running for Senate way back when. He doesn't have a plan. And Ron Johnson is one of those guys that he always tries to tell you got to know what the problem is first before you do anything else. And then if you understand the problem, then you can come up with a solution.
Yeah.
And the solution isn't the private sector in any way, shape, or form. And Ron Johnson thinks it is. Now, he thinks it's a consumer product. Now, here is Ron Johnson responding to a student at a university in a Q&A. And this is how he answered one of the questions by that student. Let's listen.
Do you personally consider healthcare as a privilege or a right?
I think it's probably more of a privilege.
Wow.
Do you consider food a right? Do you consider clothing a right? Do you consider shelter a right?
Yeah.
What we have as rights is life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Past that point,
I think
we have the right to freedom. Past that point, everything else is a limited resource that we have to use our opportunities given to us so that we can afford those things. So the minute you consider healthcare a right, well, who's going to satisfy that right?
Doctors and
those people that have the skill to satisfy that right, what does that make them if they're forced to provide you with that rightful product or service?
Healthcare providers.
I think it's obviously a privilege to have food and shelter.
No, it isn't a privilege. Wow. See, that's how he thinks.
Yeah.
And it is mind-boggling and just insane to even think that it's just a privilege, which apparently means that giving these senators health care is a privilege. It just makes me so frustrated and so angry when I listen to that track. It just point blank tells you exactly how these people think.
We're getting some texts here. Dana from La Crosse says, yes, Ron, people did get prosecuted for Medicare fraud. One is your fellow Senator Rick Scott.
Rick Scott got it. Yeah. The biggest settlement in history for at least a while anyway, for Medicare fraud. And here's the other thing we talked about fraud yesterday on the program.
Yeah.
There is fraud, and it's not it's not caused by consumers. It's caused by the people who are advising consumers in what to buy on the exchange. There are crooked ones out there that will go back in with your information and reapply and create phantom consumers out there with your information, not all your information, but some of it. And it sends all the money from the U.S. government into the insurance pockets. Now that I got to tell you, it's got to be some kind of collusion here. Somebody's working for somebody, and it has nothing to do with you and me. We are not part of the problem. We're not the fraudsters.
Let's go back to the phones. Kurt from Madison is on the line. Kurt, we got about a minute or so here. Go ahead.
Boy, I wish I had the opportunity like that woman did. I would say it's very obvious why and how clueless you are, because you married into wealth. You never had to work a day of your life. You don't know what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck. You're rubbing elbows with millionaires and billionaires. You created a bill that gave you yourself more money. I just said you're a hypocrite, and I was I want to conclude with this. Does it hurt your head to be that stupid?
The way he looks, I think he is in pain constantly.
Kurt, thanks for that call.
I appreciate that.
All right. When we come back here, we'll be talking with our guest, Tom Content, about the data centers. That's right. It's coming up on John and Gordy in the afternoon. Stay with us.
92.7 WMDX, because you can't solve everything. Parallel parking in math is impossible.
Well,
Finding
thanks for
real
joining us.
conversation with
Just so you know,
real-
our,
Probable.
we're not on the radio right now, but we are still live on social media.
Okay.
Christmas tree has been a tradition since the early. Tom, am I pronouncing your last name correctly?
Content.
Content. Okay.
50-50 chance. You know.
Yeah. Okay. Content. Got it. And we're talking data centers.
Yes.
Okay.
Data centers, prices, energy prices, winter heating costs, whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
we just found out today that some of these data centers are using their heat from the data centers to heat the community
over in Finland. Apparently.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, that'd be nice. But of course, they're using their stone structure, their land. They're using that to radiate the heat, I guess. I don't, I don't know how they did it. Yeah.
I'll take your word for it. I'm not an engineer.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Journalist by trade, consumer advocate now. So.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. I've always been a consumer advocate myself. So.
There you go. Welcome to the club.
Okay. You're executive director of the Citizens Utility Board?
Correct. Yeah. We represent residential and small business customers. Our office is in Madison. I'm based over by Milwaukee.
Okay. Very good. Well, we'll be with you here in a couple of minutes.
Sounds good.
So will he hear the news or whatever we're showing? Or?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Audio's okay though?
Yeah,
Yep.
sounds
Sounds great.
We can see you. We're doing StreamYard here.
Okay, how much time, Aaron?
We got just under 3 minutes till we're back.
All right.
Rock and roll.
Dairy and step through centuries of culture at St. Fagan's National Museum of History. Onward to England with immersive visits to Ludlow Farm Shop and Lower Drayton Farm. From there, reliving the legacy of the Fab Four at the Beatles Story Museum. Visit Beatrix Potter's beloved Hilltop Farm and then wrap it up with a tour of Quarry Bank Mill, one of the best preserved cotton mills of the Industrial Revolution. Details now at holidayvacations.com. Keyword Pam, where you can request a brochure, watch a travel show, and book this tour.
On the close Friday from Chicago, cheese saw little to no movement, with the 40-pound block up a half a penny at $1.35. At the time cheese closed, the Class 3 milk contracts were seeing a rally, with the January contract up 46 cents at $15.85 a hundredweight, the February contract up 42 cents at $15.77. Meanwhile, grain prices closed lower, with cash corn down a nickel and 3/4 at $4.40 3/4, and cash soybeans closing 16 3/4 cents lower at $10.76 3/4. For the Midwest Farm Report, I'm Stephanie Hoff.
Our lakes are gorgeous. Just don't swim in them. 92.7 WMDX, keeping Madison honest, one broadcast at a time.
I'm meteorologist Rodney Price. Increasing clouds for your Friday afternoon and a few flurries possible. Highs in the mid-20s, west winds 5 to 10. Flurries ending tonight, mostly cloudy skies. Cold weather advisory goes into effect. Lows just below 0, wind chills as cold as 15 below. Right now, it's 25.
Listen to the Civic Media exclusive podcast, Busted Pencils.
We'll start with you, Johnny. What's your policy on students having their headphones in during a class?
I'm going to say that I think Johnny feels very stoically about that right now. He has to think very, very, deeply.
I mean, it's always going. It's always a constant battle, whether I can get out what I'm actually thinking or if the thinking's in conflict with what I'm saying. It's a hot mess in there.
Subscribe to Busted Pencils wherever you listen to podcasts.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchair for warriors.
John and Gordy in the afternoon. We've got our contest continuing here.
Yeah, but today is the last day to get in on our grown-up giftless text to win multi-state contest. This is your chance to win $200 cash today, plus every entry gets you into the grand prize drawing. And we have 3 grand prizes this time around: new snowblower, stainless steel cookware set, or portable air conditioner. The key word this hour is SLED, S-L-E-D, SLED. You have until 4 o'clock to text us with that word. Just get the Civic Media app. You can download it at the Apple or the Google store. Free to download, free to use. Text the word SLED in, and you'll be in for that $200 cash prize today and the grand prize drawing. So, again, today is the last day. There'll be 2 more words, 5 o'clock hour and in the 7 o'clock hour with Pete Schwaba, Nightlight,
all right,
which follows our program.
We're going to talk about data centers now with Tom Content.
Yes.
He's the executive director of the Citizens Utility Board, and welcome to the program today.
Well, thanks for having me on. Glad to be with you.
We've been getting a lot of calls about these data centers.
Yeah,
a lot
they're
of people
in the news.
Just don't understand them. We're all kind of learning as we go here. They seem to have cropped up in the last 5 or 6 months, to most of us anyway. What is going on? I know that there were some data centers here already for quite a while. Now these new ones, are they different from the ones that we've had in the area for a while?
Yeah, so they really are different. And so the difference is we've had data centers for a while as we've been backing up our photos and videos to the cloud and things like that. But now with artificial intelligence, it's really a game changer because the amount of energy that's needed to make AI happen, to make ChatGPT happen, and Gemini and all the rest, Copilot, is massive. And so for every Google search, a ChatGPT search uses 10 times as much energy. And that's magnified. And so this is happening not just in Wisconsin, but around the country, where we're seeing dramatically increased demands for power. And so just as an example, for the We Energies, the 2 data centers in eastern Wisconsin, Port Washington and Racine, it took, since electric companies started, Wisconsin was the first state to regulate our monopoly utilities back in 1906, and we were the first ones. All the way from then till 2025, all the We Energies customers have used about 5,000 megawatts of power. Just these 2 projects in Racine and Port Washington are going to double that, and are going to use another 5,000 megawatts of power. It's dramatic, and that's why as the consumer advocate, we have our radar up to try to make sure customers are protected from not shouldering these costs.
Well, a lot of times, trying to get these businesses to build in their areas, they give certain deals, certain agreements that they would provide all these utilities, roads, construction nearby, all that, in order to build those facilities. What about the cost of them using energy, though? Is there a way, how do we make this balance out? Because the utility customers around these data centers are going to start seeing higher bills, while the city or communities or counties are going to allow these data centers to take advantage of our tax system in some way, shape, or form, giving them a break of some shape. And then, of course, they get a deal, and we end up footing the bill for all the energy.
Correct. Yeah, they did get a deal. They got a deal in the state budget that was passed a couple of years ago, where there was a tax abatement on some of the equipment in data centers. So they've already gotten a deal, and so now, so I'll give the utilities and the tech companies credit. They're saying the right things. They're saying they're committed to paying their fair share. And so now we're in the middle of finding out, as the consumer advocate, we're trust but verify, right? So we're in the middle of these 2 cases right now one involving We Energies and one involving Alliant Energy, where we're going to test that, and we have experts, and other groups that are in the cases have experts to say, hey, are there any loopholes here? Because we know that the tech companies are shopping around from state to state, and we know, for example, that in some states where they've passed more protections for consumers, the data centers have actually shifted from that utility to a different utility that had fewer protections for customers. So we're worried about you're always worried about the race to the bottom kind of fear that we have. And so, we're concerned that there are some loopholes where, in particular, we're worried that customers could have to foot the bill for big transmission lines that would be needed for these things. But we're in these cases, and we're glad we have experts that are going to be testifying in the next few weeks and months on this.
Now, Tom, can you explain the difference between these closed loop systems that seem to not generate so much heat or don't use as much water, and what the different types of data centers that are that may be built here in the near future?
Yeah, so I'm not as familiar with the water side of things. I know I'm on a panel next week. I think Dan Schaefer from the Recombobulation Area is going to be hosting that, moderating that in Milwaukee with representatives from Clean Wisconsin and the Alliance for the Great Lakes. That's next Thursday evening in Milwaukee. But I know there are closed loop systems that are being discussed, and the technology for cooling data centers. There's a lot of they're trying to come up with a lot of innovation in that area, but there are concerns like on certain hot summer days, how much will they be able to rely on that versus having to rely on the Great Lakes water in the case of Racine or Port Washington, and as we get hotter summers with more extreme weather, there may be some concerns there as well. But and on the energy side, we would love it if data centers would bring their own power to as much as they could, and be able to flex their demand when on a hot summer day when the energy prices are higher or when the grid is having trouble. We're certainly hopeful that happens, but with the hyperscalers, which is really the open AIs, the Facebooks, the Microsofts, they want 24/7, 365 kind of power. So and they do care about what they pay, but they care almost more about getting these projects online fast, and so they may be willing to pay enough so that other customers are protected, but that's where the devil's in the details.
That's right. I know some of these data centers do want to build their own energy supply of some sort. Any of those kind of proposals in the mix here?
I mean, right now in Wisconsin, we're seeing that there are some commitments, like Microsoft is committed to building and buying power from one wind farm or one solar project, I think.
Okay.
And the one in Dane County, there have been some commitments announced, but that's early days yet, so I'm not so sure. Other states, instead of Wisconsin passing a tax break 2 years ago and then thinking about consumer protections in these cases, other states have created more of a statewide framework, like Oregon or Minnesota, where everybody came to the table before they got a bill through the legislature, where there's consumer protection, there's transparency, there's some energy commitments, there's some water transparency commitments, and the data centers got the tax breaks. Unfortunately, we kind of put a horse in front of the cart, a cart in front of the horse. I mean, and so we're hopeful that the legislature will actually consider a more comprehensive, holistic statewide approach.
Well, I wouldn't hold my breath with the Republicans in charge at this point.
We're talking with Tom Content from Citizens Utility Board about data centers. Let's take a phone call here. We have Cam calling in from Appleton. Cam, do you have a comment or question?
Hey, yeah. I heard the statistic that was shared with it being about 10 times more than a Google search to do a query or perform a query with ChatGPT. Those numbers, I think, are old. Those are from May and used older models. Right now, they're about 0.3 watt hours per query, and that's compared to a Google search, which is about 0.24. So it's 0.3 versus 0.24 watt hours for a Google search. I just wanted to make sure that was a little bit clear, that they've been able to, that's kind of the common thing with refining these systems. The other information I wanted to share was a clearer comparison to like when we're talking about the water usage here, I think we're almost kind of blowing it out of proportion a little bit. And my reason for that is that when you compare it to something else that arguably wastes more water than a data center, like corn, growing corn in the U.S. only eats about 1% of what we grow for corn. The other amount of it gets used for other things like feed for animals. I believe about 40% gets used for turning it into ethanol, and it requires a lot. It's like a huge amount of corn in order to make 1 gallon of ethanol. And the usage is 1 million gallons of water per acre, roughly. So that's about 20 trillion of gallons of water a year per the USDA, where AI data centers are right now, I think, at about 260 billion gallons. That's the first number that I could find that I felt comfortable with. So 20 trillion for corn versus 260 billion gallons of water for AI data centers, which can still get returned back to the system.
Yeah.
Plus, the final point I wanted to make was that it's important to discuss where they're getting built. If you're building one out in Nevada or Arizona, yeah, I'd be pretty pissed about the water usage, because it's harder to get that turned back to our natural resources through the water cycle, and you're going to deplete it way quicker. Versus out in Wisconsin, I'm not really concerned too much, because it returns back to our systems far easier. Sorry, I just wanted to
okay?
add those
Cam,
in there.
thanks.
That's fine.
Thanks,
Tom. You want to respond to some of that?
Sure. So on the water issue, I know one of the concerns that has been raised on the water issue is not just the water use by the data centers themselves, but also the water uses that's attached to all these new power plants, because both natural gas plants and nuclear plants, and now we're having talk of nuclear again in Wisconsin up at the Kewaunee site, are both very water intensive. So the analysis by, for example, the Alliance for the Great Lakes, or in the Milwaukee area, the Milwaukee Riverkeeper, shows that you need to consider the water impacts not just of the data center and its system, but of everything that's tied to this development of data centers. And the fact is, to feed the data centers in eastern Wisconsin, We Energies has just proposed 12 new power plants, some solar, some natural gas, at a cost of $6 billion. And how much of that should customers be on the hook for is a real question in our minds.
That's outrageous. I know we're going to this alternative energy, but it's costing us an arm and a leg just to put the infrastructure in for alternative energy. It's driving me crazy.
Well, solar is the cheapest thing around, but it's the most expensive year of a utility solar project is the first year is when it hits the rates, and then it goes down after that. So the utilities are have made a bet on a cost-effective source, which is solar. But in order to we would wish they would invest even more heavily in batteries, because battery technology has come a long way.
Tom, hold
there's
that
a lot
thought.
going on with natural gas versus batteries too.
We will come back with Tom Content from the Citizens Utility Board. Talk more about data centers after this.
Inbox. Subscribe to the WMDX
Yeah, we have another
newsletter.
caller too, so we'll take that.
Great.
Hang on. We got another call here.
I know that I thought I read something about having the energy source closer to the data centers because it can't be too far away, right? Too much energy loss at that point.
Right, and you're seeing that with like the Mount Pleasant is pretty close to all the energy infrastructure that We Energies has in Oak Creek and Racine. And then in Pennsylvania, they're even talking about reopening 3 Mile Island, the reactor that didn't, the one that didn't melt down, to serve a Microsoft project next door. So.
Well, it's built like the other ones that did melt down.
We're not going to reopen Chernobyl though. So.
Yeah. Well,
Good. That's
at least,
comforting.
at least we'll have that.
Fukushima. So
I know you mentioned wind power and solar, but MG&E offers the customers that. Would they could they offer that to these AI centers as well? Exclusively, as opposed to any other like gas powered plant.
I think they're trying to offer as much as they can, but they because of the 24/7 nature and the fact that the wind doesn't blow as well this summer, and
that's why we need the battery.
That's why we need something. Yeah, and this is the big debate between is it going to be more natural gas, is it going to be battery, or going to move to nuclear, which is still really expensive to do new nuclear. So.
Well, they're making the battery storage now, so there are companies that have made incredible strides in that.
All right, well, home batteries are just taking off like crazy.
Oh yeah.
Really? Okay.
Or even the reverse battery thing at our homes, although that costs an arm and a leg, Gordy.
Yeah.
I have my EV, and I was thinking, well, I got the charging station now, but now I can reverse charge.
Yeah.
I could take that energy out of my car battery and power the home for maybe a week. Yeah.
That's one of the new innovations.
I know. It's just incredible. You won't have to buy an extra battery.
It's amazing.
But it costs a lot.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Costs a lot for an F-150 Lightning, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, we're coming back in about a minute here.
Costs a lot for a charging station.
Yeah, just the home charging isn't cheap either,
no.
But you're saving at the pump over time.
I am a lot.
There you go.
Yeah, and no oil changes forever.
Yes, isn't that incredible? And plus, driving in the city is really good for an electric car.
Yeah, I have a hybrid, so I'm not there yet, but we're working.
Yeah, well, I have a Prius too, so I'm good. It's hard to beat a hybrid. Up. It really is.
Here we go.
Playing a little bit of electric light orchestra here. And we're back with Tom Content. He's with the Citizens Utility Board talking about data centers.
We'll take a call right away here.
Yeah,
We've
let's
got
go back
Trace
to the
on the line.
Great.
Trace from Portage, go ahead.
Hey, fellas, it's always a pleasure. I lived in the Owens Valley in California. I'm kind of reminded of that when we're talking about data centers and how, the DWP out there completely drained the Owens Valley and killed a lot of those small communities by taking their water and forcing it down into LA. And something I think about is, we have a lot of people in power that don't necessarily, and a lot of billionaires that don't necessarily believe water is a human right. So I think we have to be wary that, these companies and the powers that be, you give them an inch and they're going to take a mile. So it's kind of scary to think that, it's something that I think should really have a lot of legislation behind it, and we shouldn't be rushing into this. And at the same time, I'd be all for AI if it was going to help humanity. But as far as I can tell, it's just giving me really crappy looking images on Facebook every day. So I don't really see the appeal so far, because these companies they're not worried about using this technology to further the human race. They just want to line their pockets. So I think it's scary times, and I don't really know what to make of it, but I'd hate to see, because I'm a transplant, obviously, and I am totally in love with this state.
Yeah.
It'd be a total shame to see it subjugated by these billionaire companies,
Yeah. Something to be aware of. I appreciate that, Trace.
Trace, thanks for that comment. Tom?
Yeah. No, I didn't grow up here, and I love Wisconsin too. And this state needs to be protected. And frankly, the Microsoft project is benefiting from a diversion under the Great Lakes Compact that was enabled for Foxconn.
That's right. Yeah.
And so we have the Great Lakes Compact in place, and so But that's, you got to think about that. And there are worst case scenarios. I think that the report I saw was from Chile, where a data center was there, and there was a drought, and people's taps started to run dry, and the data center was still getting water. So we want to make sure, and frankly, there hasn't been a lot of transparency on some of these issues.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote a Your Right to Know column about from Freedom of Information Council last month, talking about transparency, and one of the things we pointed out is the fact that that there needs to be more. And so there is a bill in the legislature right now from Jody Haber-Sinekin, who represents actually Port Washington and that area, that would boost transparency and provide some consumer protection, some of that statewide framework that we're looking for.
Well, that brings up a good point, Tom. I mean, where is the best place to, or can you point to a few resources where people can get some good information about data centers and the future?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm reading up all the time myself on utility magazines and different things, but for the public, we have a resource on our website at cubwi.org. It's just /data centers, and it's got some of the news articles that have featured some of the concerns that we have, but also other articles, and then some reports and analysis is also there, including there's a Harvard economist who came out with a study earlier this year raising the alarm bell about the people we represent, residential customers and small businesses, basically subsidizing these tech companies, which is exactly what we don't want, because the tech companies and their owners are extremely wealthy and they can afford it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I also read that there's a problem with NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, as well between the communities and the data center owners. So, are we seeing anything like that in Wisconsin?
No, I actually pointed to that in that column I wrote about transparency and the fact that if in one of the communities the data center wanted so much kept confidential that the city attorney was required to defend the company, to keep things secret, as part of their agreement.
Gosh.
There are a lot of concerns, and frankly, the PSC, the state regulators of the monopoly utilities, they have an initiative. They put all the utilities on advance notice earlier this year, kind of before some of this data center stuff was heating up, but that they're going to be taking a closer look at confidentiality and trying to make sure that more stuff is available to the public. Having said that, Midwest environmental advocates filed a lawsuit just this week, trying to get more disclosure about one of the data center projects. So,
well, we got to do something to keep everything wide open so we know what's going on, because I think these data centers were just sprung on us instantly, and they're springing up all over the place, and I guess they're going to stay that size. They're just going to expand or update themselves within in order to keep those data centers running profitably. And plus, by the way, consumer products are going to go up in price too, because of all the equipment that's going into the data centers, these computer chip makers and everybody else. They're feeding these data centers, not us anymore as consumers.
Yeah, well, and as what we used to say in the newspaper business, and it still holds true today, sunshine is the best disinfectant, right? So, let's have this all be as transparent as possible, and have the public involved.
Okay.
Right, exactly. Yeah, no bleach, no sun, and no bleach, no sunshine for that.
Well, very good. Well, Tom, we have to leave it there. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. And again, if folks want to find out more, they can go to cubwi.org/data centers. Tom, thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thanks for filling us in.
Yeah, great to be with you. Reach out anytime.
Okay, we will.
That's Tom Content from the Consumer Utilities Board.
Yeah.
Right? Very good.
I think we asked a lot of good questions, and I think we've satisfied Cam, I hope.
Yes. Right.
Who's on top of this issue?
Yes, Citizens Utility Board. That's what I meant to say. Okay, we've got news, sports, weather update, then we're back with another hour of John and Gordy in the afternoon. Stay with us. Tom, are you still there?
I'm still there.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Yeah, we would like to keep. Yeah, we'd like to keep in touch with you, and
Absolutely,
because this is going to be an issue for
foreseeable. And Tom, if something comes up, let us know, because we'd like to get you on and just at least do that report.
Yeah,
right?
Sure. So I've been on the. I think I have like news at Civic Media or info at Civic Media on our distribution list, but certainly if you want to do like what's going on with winter heating costs, or even what's going on with price hikes, I'm happy to come back on. All the utility price hikes take effect January 1. So if you want to, I can come back and say mid-January and say, here's, not that you want to, you played the song "Don't Bring Me Down," so I don't know if I don't want to be a downer about everything. But,
don't worry, that's
we could come on and we could come on and have here's some tips on how you can save on your bill, and that'd be more upbeat too.
Right?
So
Yeah.
I'm available for all sorts of stuff. So I'll let you get on to the next thing. But thanks for the opportunity.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
All right.
Thanks, Tom.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Madison's story unfolds daily on
Get the
92.7
mouse there.
WMDX.
For 92.7 WMDX News, I'm Savannah Tomei Olson. Madison Alders have adopted the next phase of housing changes. It's the third housing package this year. Affordable housing is one of the biggest issues facing the city of Madison and Dane County, if not the biggest. And the average home here is now worth more than $480,000. Redfin says Madison will be one of the hottest housing markets in the country next year. These new proposals allow higher density in some of the busiest transportation corridors of the city, like East Wash, Northport Drive, Park Street, and Mineral Point Road. Those areas can now have 3 and 4 plexes. It also allows the creation of cottage courts. That means there could be up to 8 units of condos or freestanding homes, all centered around one small court. Megan Tuttle, director of the city's planning division.
What we gain here is another housing option.
It all plays into the goal of creating more housing in the missing middle.
This allows us to consider additional small housing types that could be, in this case, clusters of small homes that share a lot, that could help us add additional housing choices within neighborhoods.
Over the last few months, city officials have adopted ordinances to allow duplexes citywide, make it easier to add backyard units, and increase allowable height for new buildings. Alder Wilokovich says Portland, Oregon did a lot of these same changes that Madison is implementing, and there they worked.
The average sale price of a lot of these missing middle housing types was $600,000, which sounds like a lot, but the average market rate house was selling for $900,000. So it's 33% less, or $300,000 less for the missing middle housing types, which is a pretty significant difference for a lot of people who are looking to buy houses.
After passing that housing package, the Common Council has wrapped up work for this year. I'm Savannah Tomei Olson, 92.7 WMDX News.
A big night for Bobby. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. NBA, the Bucks got it going in the third quarter and blew past the Boston Celtics in Milwaukee. The final 116-101 in favor of the Bucks. Bobby Portis had 27 points and 10 rebounds for the night.
And I'm just being Bobby Portis. I just go out there and play my game, whether I make shots or miss shots. You watch me play, I play the same way every time I hoop, be myself, and just let everything else flow, whether I make shots or miss shots, just be Bobby.
Bucks head coach Doc Rivers.
What I liked about it, it's not like he forced anything. The ball moved to him, got it in the right spots, and he took the right shots. And then I thought it was one of his better defensive games. I thought he competed on the defensive end tonight.
The Bucks head to New York to play the Brooklyn Nets Sunday evening. NFL, the Packers practice indoors again, getting ready for Sunday's game at Empower Mile High Stadium. The kickoff at 3:25. The forecast for Denver on game day, mostly sunny and a high of 63. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
From the Capitol to your kitchen table, Madison's biggest stories live right here on 92.7 WMDX.
I'm meteorologist Rodney Price. Increasing clouds for your Friday afternoon and a few flurries possible. Highs in the mid-20s, west winds 5 to 10. Flurries ending tonight, mostly cloudy skies. Cold weather advisory goes into effect. Lows just below 0, wind chills as cold as 15 below. Right now, it's 25.
A fresh perspective on the great outdoors.
What did you do this week that was fun? My weekly Wisco was actually going to be the snowfall. Now that's enough for the year. That's my opinion of it.
Now you're over.
I'm over the snowfall. It is nice for hunting because you can see the animals a little more clearly, but I will take the end of the snowfall.
Raised in Wisco with Joel Clayfish and Danielle Fairman. Find the podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Join me, Tom Hartman, each and every weekday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the Tom Hartman program right here on Civic Media. I talk about the issues.
John and Gordy in the afternoon.
I'll be the roundabout. The words will make you out and out.
Yeah.
Spend the day.
Who would have thought that we'd be using roundabouts in our city and towns? Boy, people just freaked out when these roundabouts were put in everywhere. They just went in, no neighborhoods, no nothing. They were just in the middle of no place. Like out in Baraboo, they had them out there.
Oh, yeah,
for
they
a
got
long
them all
time
over
before,
the place.
but a long time before anything really developed out there. Before they had the highway through there.
People freaked out, man.
This is John and Gordy in the afternoon. People don't know how to drive in roundabouts. What is wrong with
Well,
this?
they just don't know. Some people that don't have them around, out in the rural
Yeah,
areas.
yeah.
They come into the city and they just freak out. They
They
don't know what
do.
to do.
They do.
The
They
thing
just
is,
sit there.
They're so easy. You only need to really look
Just
in one
keep-
direction.
Yeah.
Right. You look. in one
Everybody's
direction.
moving the same
You
way.
just keep moving if you can. But if a
Yeah,
car's coming, then you stop.
Don't even try to stop. Just keep
slow down.
rolling a little bit.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, and it just drives me crazy. People don't understand that because giant trucks have to drive around these roundabouts as well.
Right.
They don't have a real curb on the inside island.
Yeah.
So it's tire friendly. You can hug that curve. Oh
Yeah.
man, I'm telling
It's
you, I do.
explicitly made for trucks to be able to drive
To
over.
be
it.
able to
Yeah.
go over those
Yes,
curves.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So I mean, just go around those roundabouts as fast as you possibly can.
Speed up.
Go faster.
Push your way
Don't
through.
hold people up. Whatever.
Just cut people off. and
That's
keep
what I.
running.
That's what I think.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Phone lines are back open. If you want to jump in, now's a good time. 855-752-4842.
Are we giving good advice here? I think we are.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
people would
Oh,
certainly
sure, of
follow our
course.
instructions.
Yeah, why wouldn't they?
All right. Hey, why don't we plumb some more information from the Daily Show here?
Oh.
Lewis Black, one of my favorite comedians,
Oh, yeah.
appeared again. This time he's talking about nonsense words that got the award as the word of the year, I guess, but it's not really a word.
Right.
Oh, what the heck? Let him explain it.
There's Lewis Black.
Before what's left of our tiny ADH-addled brains leaks out of our pre-diabetic ears, let's take a look at the hottest TikTok trends of 2025. And our first ones, as the kids say, is dumb AF.
If you're the parent of a child of a certain age, the new dictionary.com word of the year will probably sound familiar. It's the slang phrase 6'7".
Oh, goody. The word of the year is not even a f***ing word. What's the number of the year? Red? Please tell me more.
The slang phrase 6'7", it's sweeping America and annoying parents and teachers everywhere.
6'7". Yes, 6'7".
Seriously. What is wrong with these kids? I mean, I thought RFK Jr. was supposed to be curing autism, not making it worse. And this is why I only hang out in bars.
Okay. All right. It's loose black as usual.
6-7. Yeah. That is.
It doesn't mean
sweeping
anything.
the country. I know. No.
It doesn't mean
It's
anything.
pretty much meaningless. Yeah.
Now, I remember it had some kind of meaning in a story that I read a long time ago. Well, maybe a few months ago. I thought, what an inane story. I didn't bring it up here on the air, but now I wish I had, because that's what I do. I cover inane stories constantly.
Aaron, do you run into 6-7 at all?
Thankfully, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only run-in I've ever had with it is when my 7-year-old niece told me that she's not allowed to say it at school. And I asked, well, does it mean anything? She's like, I don't know.
But they're not allowed
They're not allowed to say it at her school.
That's weird.
Wow.
Okay.
See?
I guess it just got really annoying to the teachers.
Well, it probably did. It doesn't mean anything. Well, let's go down under here. Australia has banned social media from everybody under 16.
Yeah.
15
a lot of
and
platforms,
under. Yeah.
right? Like 10 different platforms.
I don't have that list here, but it's the major social.
Facebook, TikTok, the list goes on.
Right, X.
Yeah, all those.
Yep,
Right.
and they've been banned from them.
Yeah.
Which is outrageous, right?
Well, they put it into effect, yeah.
So everybody's kind of watching this thing. ABC News, Lindsay Davis spoke with the University of Wisconsin social media and adolescent health researcher, Dr. Megan Morena, about Australia's new minimum age law for social media consumption. And this is what she said.
Principal investigator at the University of Wisconsin Social Media and Adolescent Health Research Team. Thank you so much for joining us. In terms of 16 being the minimum age in Australia, why do you think that age in particular was chosen as the cutoff?
I think that that's a common age where we recognize adolescents are starting to make more of a bridge into being older adolescents. In our country, that's when teens can start driving and take on other responsibilities. But a tricky thing about that age is that that's also an age where kids really start to push away from their parents. So I think a risk of this law is that there may be some lost opportunities for youth to interact with their parents while they're getting new experiences on social media.
In part of Meta's statement about Australia's law, they said experts, youth groups, and many parents agree that blanket bans are not the solution. Do you agree? What are some of the benefits and risks of that kind of ban?
I think that blanket bans are not the overall solution, and that a longer term solution would involve a lot more collective responsibility, including responsibility by the platforms for designing products that have better safety and better options for kids to be able to have an age appropriate experience.
Could this kind of ban ever work here in the U.S.?
Oh, that's a great question. I think we're going to have to watch Australia and see how it works there. I think we're really fortunate to get to watch and learn from their experience, and also for the platforms to watch and learn and think about what are ways that they can better serve kids of all ages.
Without a ban, what general advice would you give to parents about how to make sure a younger child or teen uses social media safely?
One of the things that I think about a lot in my research and in my clinical practice is that those early adolescent years, usually between 13 and 15, are really interesting in that you have teens that are starting to be independent, starting to push away, maybe starting to use more technology, but that those youth are really still invested in talking with their parents and getting support and guidance. So I think having parents be open and willing to have conversations with their kids about what those experiences are like is a really helpful way to make that those initial technology experiences positive and healthy for kids.
Dr. Megan Moreno, thank you so much for the insight. Appreciate it.
I hope that's helped.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, parents need to be in touch with the kids, and the kids gotta, and vice versa. Yeah.
It's like a parental responsibility.
Yes.
You know, like a lot of these MAGAs who turned out at, school meetings and teacher meetings and stuff like that, they expect the schools to take on their responsibilities, take control of reading material. I think that's what the parent should be doing. It shouldn't be the responsibility of the school to do something like that. Again, they're foisting all of the responsibilities onto the schools, and then getting angry that they're not following through on it. It's just ridiculous. It's a parental thing.
Right.
It's a bad parent thing if they're calling the schools to say, this is your responsibility. Those are bad parents. All right?
Right.
Okay. Done with that.
Okay.
All right. Now, yesterday we featured a grilling of Kristi Noem, Homeland Security Secretary, and we got another one here. And let me see if I got time for this, because it is no.
All right.
I do not have time for that.
All right.
But it's another
We
grilling. We could get to that after the next break.
Okay.
How's
Well,
that?
we do have time for some phone calls, and now's a good time to jump in. 855-752-4842, or text us on the Civic Media app.
All right. So, a mega Christmas Carol. Another look.
What?
Yes, author Jason Pargin has another interpretation of Scrooge that most reflects the megas, my way, or the highway mentality.
Really?
Now, I discovered this thing, and I'm just going to put it out there.
Oh, boy.
It's devoid of woke. So why don't we check this out? This is cut 22. Cut
right.
22.
Let's see what it says.
Roll.
I feel like people get this wrong, not just the Muppet version of A Christmas Carol, but all of the adaptations. And no, I'm not going to say that I agree with Scrooge that Christmas is terrible and we should let poor people starve. I'm saying that people tend to interpret the story in a way that lets themselves off the hook. If you round up 100 people and ask them what's the moral of A Christmas Carol, roughly 100% of them will say it's about greed and generosity of spirit. And of course, that's true. But I think the sin that Ebenezer Scrooge commits is bigger than greed. Because if you make it just about financial greed, then we can watch the story and we don't see ourselves as Scrooge, we see ourselves as Cratchit. So the moral of the story winds up being, yeah, rich people should give me more of their money. But there is a reason why the best film adaptations of this story make such a big deal out of the coal, where Ebenezer Scrooge refuses to let him add more coal to the fireplace, because it makes clear that Scrooge is in the same cold office as his employees. The money that Scrooge is so tightly clinging to, the money that could be paid out in additional wages to his employees, he is not spending it. He does not have a yacht or a Lamborghini. This is so crucial to the character and to the story, and in what you take home from the story. Because everything he's doing has a cold logic to it. Scrooge is not a criminal. He is not a liar. He is not a thief. He spends all of his time carefully counting every penny. His books are impeccable. The whole reason he hates Christmas is that it makes people spend money that they don't have. That's something that he doesn't do. He believes in his heart that all of the impoverished people he passes on the street, if they were as meticulous about their bookkeeping as he is, that they would not be poor. In other words, it is their own fault. In his mind, his moral code is perfectly logical. He is not asking the poor to do anything other than what he's doing. He denies himself all pleasures, even heat in the winter. He lives in squalor, and when he was berating Cratchit about taking the holiday off, he was not asking Cratchit to work while he stays at home. He would also have been at work. The way Scrooge spreads misery is by ruthlessly demanding that everyone live according to his strict moral code.
Yeah.
So while lots of people in the audience could look at him and say, well, that's not me, I'm not a wealthy moneylender, they are still doing that other part. They still have that hardness of heart toward people who cannot adhere to the rules the way that they do.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always felt like that was the real message of the story. It's what makes it timeless, because it just makes it clear that, yes, there are people who do evil by breaking society's rules, but there are others who are evil because of how ruthlessly they adhere to them.
That's it.
Okay.
Isn't that a great perspective?
Yeah, it is. Interesting.
Completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Who
just
was
had
that?
to pass that along to you.
Where did that come
Jason
from?
Pargin, he's an author. So you would know,
Yeah.
what authors know. Again,
makes perfect sense.
Again, Scrooge, you complimented Marley, remember, for being a good businessman, a man of business. And
Yes.
Marley said, mankind was my business. One of my favorite quotes out of the whole story.
That's one of the best lines. Yeah. Hey, we're coming back with more of John and Gordy for this Friday afternoon. We'll take a few more calls as well.
We've got Mark waiting and probably has something about Scrooge.
Yeah. We'll be right back after this.
I just made a mistake. Well, parents are the same no matter time, no place. So to you other kids all across the land, take it from me, parents just don't understand.
92.7 WMDX. Smarter than your GPS on John Nolan Drive.
At Allure Intimate Apparel, fit is everything. Not just how something feels, but how it makes you feel. Bras, sleepwear, swim, and intimates, Allure has it all. Their industry professionals and trained fit specialists deliver a discreet, graceful experience that honors every figure. It's style without compromise, elegance without effort. Allure is thoughtfully expanding. Come visit their brand new Hilldale Shopping Center location, where women will discover how fit and confidence go hand in hand. Visit allurefits.com.
Hey, honey, have you been to Sugar River Pizza in Sun Prairie
Oh,
yet?
yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, I know. I love the pizza.
Pizza is ridiculous. That crust.
Right, and they have
48 beers on tap and a great selection of wines.
And the atmosphere.
Not only is the restaurant gorgeous,
that room with the
giant windows that
so-
open, and they won a Best of Madison Gold Award this year.
I love Sugar
River
River.
Pizza on Cabela Drive in Sun Prairie.
You took the words right out of my
mouth.
Yep. SugarRiverPizza.com.
Oh, so you have heard of it.
Herbal Aspect has landed. That's right. Madison's go-to cannabis destination now has a brand new location in Sun Prairie.
Wait, 4 locations? That's a high level of convenience.
With 3 Madison locations and now Sun Prairie, a great cannabis experience is always close by. Our expert staff is here to help, whether you walk in, call, or order online. Mention Radio 420 and get a special discount. So stop by Herbal Aspect in Sun Prairie, because great cannabis isn't just a pipe dream.
Nice. I'm rolling over now.
Herbal Aspect.
Seems like nobody in America agrees on much of anything these days.
But can we agree the federal government shouldn't tax people into poverty?
If you work full-time, you should be able to afford your basic needs. Don't you think? We're the patriotic millionaires.
We believe your full-time job should cover what it costs to live. We think your first $45,000 of income should be tax-free.
And multimillionaires?
We should pay more to fund your tax cut. Go to first45taxfree.com to learn more. A working class tax cut paid for by millionaires. That's an idea we can all agree on.
Being blind doesn't look how others may think.
Retinitis pigmentosa aimed to overwhelm my family.
It tried to cut me down. I know where to find support.
Learn more at fightingblindness.org, a public service message from the Foundation Fighting
I love my dog as much as I love you. But you may think my dog will always come through. All he asks from me is the food to give him strength. All he ever needs is love, and that he knows he'll get.
So I shot him in the head and threw him in a gravel pit.
Okay. Thanks, Aaron.
Wow, I love that.
Put it in perspective.
Just about Christy Nome.
Yes, it certainly is. And we're going to get to Christy Nome getting grilled again. But this time, the thing is that they have this quota system of getting a certain amount of rests in.
Yes.
Right, by eyes. And when you have something like that, you have no flexibility. You don't you don't have to think about the people that you're harassing, picking up illegally, and kind of throwing them in a truck and disappearing them.
Yeah.
So you don't really have to make decisions.
Right. It's just another number, just another person.
It's an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
And they don't have to think. Now, to have that kind of responsibility like Christy Nome has, and then act like that's your job, and not to have to think about who you're arresting, why you're arresting, and maybe going over the top and overreaching in your arrest, and not have to think about it, is inexcusable.
Yeah.
So we're going to get to her getting grilled in regards to the military and the people that she has picked up that have been in the military. Let's listen.
I don't believe you served in the military. I haven't either, but I think you and I can agree that as Americans, we owe everything to those who have served our country in uniform, particularly those who have served in combat. Do you agree with that?
Sir, I believe that people that are in this United States that are citizens have legal status here.
Madam Secretary, we are joined on Zoom by a gentleman named Se-Jun Park. He is a United States Army combat veteran who was shot twice while serving our country in Panama in 1989. Like many veterans, he struggled with PTSD and substance abuse after his service. He was arrested in the 1990s for some minor drug offenses, nothing serious. He never hurt anyone besides himself, and he's been clean and sober for 14 years. He is a combat veteran, a Purple Heart recipient. He has sacrificed more for this country than most people ever have. Earlier this year, you deported him to Korea, a country he hasn't lived in since he was 7 years old. Will you join me in thanking Mr. Park for his service to our country?
Sir, I'm grateful for every single person that has served our country and follows our laws.
Can you please tell
And knows
Mr.
that our
Park
laws
why
are
you
important
deported
and
him?
Every one of them needs to be enforced.
But you understand that many veterans struggle with PTSD, many veterans struggle with substance abuse. This man took 2 bullets for our country. You have broad authority, by the way, as secretary, to issue humanitarian parole, to do deferred action. Will you commit to at least looking at Mr. Park's case to see if you can help him find a pathway back to this country that he sacrificed so much for?
I will absolutely look at his case, but I want you
Thank
to
you.
remember that
Madam
our
Secretary, the
programs
man
need to have
behind you,
integrity as
please
well.
stand up, sir. His name is Jim Brown from Troy, Missouri. He is a Navy combat veteran who served our country in the Gulf War. He's married to a woman named Donna, who came to our country legally from Ireland when she was 11 years old. She has lived here for 48 years. Because of you, Jim's wife, Donna, has been in prison for the last 4 months. She did not come here illegally, and she has never committed any crime other than writing 2 bad checks totaling $80 10 years ago. She is currently in prison and facing deportation. Ms. Noem, will you thank Mr. Brown for his service to our country?
Thank you, Mr. Brown, for your service to our country.
Now, what possible explanation can there be for locking up his wife for 4 months when she has committed no crime? Will you commit again to just reviewing Donna's case and reuniting this combat veteran with his beloved wife?
I will review the case.
Now, Madam Secretary, you've already heard the story of Lance Corporal Alejandro Barranco, the United States Marine veteran who is behind you, who also has 2 brothers who are United States Marines. Will you thank Lance Corporal Barranco for his service?
Thank you for your service.
His father, Narcisco Barranco, is a landscaper in California who has lived peacefully in our country for 30 years and has no criminal record. Last spring, while he was mowing the lawn at an IHOP, ICE agents tackled him in the street and imprisoned him for weeks. A peaceful, hardworking man who raised 3 sons to be United States Marines. We need men of that character in this country. Will you consider Lance Corporal Barranco's father for parole in place to stay in our country?
This is an opportunity to remind everybody that every person that's in this country illegally has an opportunity to voluntarily go home and come back the right way.
He
Follow
raised
our
3
laws,
United States
we will
Marines.
facilitate that.
He has been living here peacefully, doing his job for 30 years. You have discretion. You are choosing not to use it. Madam Secretary, you promised America that you would go after the worst of the worst. But these people are not the worst of the worst. A Purple Heart recipient, a military spouse, the father of 3 Marines. And it's not just veterans and military families. You are locking up and deporting children with cancer, mothers with babies in the NICU, United States citizens. There are many problems with your leadership, but the biggest problem is this. You don't seem to know how to tell the difference between the good guys and the bad guys.
That's it right
Hearing
there.
could have gone on even longer, but Noem had prearranged for an early exit, citing the need to attend another meeting. However, listen to this. That meeting had already been canceled. Noem's office said she didn't realize that until she left the hearing. Whoopsie.
Yeah. Unbelievable, isn't it? Just horribly tragic. A person who can't make a decision on her
Christy
own.
Noem,
It's
yeah.
just black or white. That's it.
Right.
All right. Now, Mark, I'm sorry to make you wait like this.
We got less than a minute here.
That's quite all right. I'll remind this man who
is reinventing Scrooge. The complete quote, "There's business," cried the ghost, wringing his hands again. "Mankind was my business. The common welfare was my business.
Yeah.
Charity, mercy, forbearance, and benevolence were all my business. The dealings of my trade were but a drop of water in the comprehensive ocean of my business."
Yeah.
That man said, this is further on when the say was in the presence of the second spirit. "Man," said the ghost, "if man you be in heart, not adamant, forbear that wicked cant until you've discovered what the surplus is, where it is."
Got to leave it there, Mark. Thank you for that call.
Yeah.
Back with more of John and Gordy after this.
.7 WMDX, because cows can't host talk shows. Local news, real voices, and conversations that count. That's Madison. And that's 92.7 WMDX.
For 92.7 WMDX News, I'm Savannah Tomei Olson. Morgan Geyser, one of the women responsible for the Slender Man attack, who ran from her Madison group home weeks ago, is now back in a psychiatric hospital. And now some corrections staff are on leave. Stuart J. Waddles reports.
Court documents now list the Winnebago Mental Health Institute in Oshkosh as Geyser's address. The Wisconsin Department of Corrections staffers have been placed on administrative leave in connection with their response to Geyser's escape. The Madison Police Department says they weren't notified that Geyser was missing until nearly 12 hours after she cut off her electronic monitoring bracelet. Police say the DOT got an alert that Geyser's ankle monitor had malfunctioned the night of her escape, but didn't contact the group home until about 2 hours later. That's when they found out she wasn't at the home and had removed her bracelet.
Madison Police Chief John Patterson told journalists that learning about Geyser's disappearance almost 12 hours later was not ideal. Corrections Secretary Jared Hoy says they're changing procedures to prevent something like this from happening again. And McFarland now has its permanent police chief, and he's a familiar face. Brian Redman has spent more than 15 years with McFarland Police. He was interim chief once in 2010, again in 2020, until he retired about a year later. He then came out of retirement over a year ago to temporarily lead McFarland Police as interim chief while the Village Police and Fire Commission search for a replacement. Now they've decided he should stay on permanently. Redmond says he's honored and grateful to be chosen as chief. And an update to a story we brought you last week, the holiday tree at the Wisconsin State Capitol had been nominated for USA Today's Best Public Holiday Lights Displays. They announced their top 10 all over the country, and the Capitol tree made the cut. It ranked 7th best in the nation, and USA Today called it the perfect way to get into the holiday spirit. I'm Savannah Tomei Olson, 92.7 WMDX News.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. Jennifer Lawrence and Josh Hutcherson will be back on the big screen together in the new Hunger Games movie. The Hollywood Reporter has confirmed the pair will return in The Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping. Sunrise on the Reaping will be a prequel and the 4th film in the series. Hutcherson and Lawrence have been in all 4 films of the franchise. The latest installment will hit theaters November 20 of next year. Marrying a Kennedy used to mean you would be a beloved national figure. Cheryl Hines might think differently. She married the oddball Kennedy, RFK Jr., who is the Secretary of Health and Human Services in the Trump administration. There's been speculation that this is why Hines has not spoken with her co-star and Curb Your Enthusiasm creator Larry David since the show ended last year. Hines suspects that David is not a Kennedy fan, even though he is the one who introduced the couple over 20 years ago. Kennedy has been a controversial figure running the health department with theories that autism causes Tylenol or something like that. Always side with the funny. For more showbiz fun, tune in to Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 5 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Your neighbors are talking. Leaders are deciding. Madison's story unfolds daily on 92.7 WMDX.
I'm meteorologist Rodney Price. Increasing clouds for your Friday afternoon and a few flurries possible. Highs in the mid-20s, west winds 5 to 10. Flurries ending tonight, mostly cloudy skies. Cold weather advisory goes into effect. Lows just below 0, wind chills as cold as 15 below. Right now, it's 25.
Pete Schwaba.
A mom popped into elementary school to deliver some paperwork, leaving her 10-year-old son in the car outside. They found the car in the garage and the child in the house with the dad. He had had an argument with his mom and decided to drive himself home. Officers declined to charge the boy because he's too young to be held criminally responsible. Put that kid in juvie, baby.
Don't worry,
officer.
We're going to ground him. Nightlight with Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 5 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health.
It's John and Gordy in the afternoon. It's a Friday. The weekend is almost here. It's almost upon us.
And you know what that means. We got to play some music.
Yes.
Statewide, local type music.
Sure. Yeah.
Rocker is under the weather and is not here today.
Mm-hmm.
And
Normally we'd have him here.
A lot of times he goes into the rocker closet and pulls out some stuff that we haven't heard in a long time.
Right.
Well, I go back even further than that.
Yes.
And my closet is jammed with 45s and cutout albums. And so I have
cassettes.
Yeah. And
LPs.
I brought a few things in here and I thought I'd play them in place of rockers music this time. And I hope this doesn't kill too many birds with one stone, but
well,
you know,
these are local bands from years ago for the most part,
and
local or regional bands.
That's right. Yes. And I grew up in Milwaukee, so a lot of these are mostly Milwaukee.
Yeah.
But some of them are definitely Madison.
Okay.
And so, I mean, that's my world.
All right.
Milwaukee, Madison. Sorry about that.
Nothing to apologize for, my friend.
My relatives live up north, but they've,
they've disowned you a long time ago.
They haven't called me in like ages. So anyway, let's listen to our very first one here.
What do you
I always
got?
like to celebrate the Packers, right?
Oh, sure.
This is the Weisenheimers. Do you remember the Weisenheimers?
I remember. Yes, I remember the name. The Weisenheimers.
Well, they had a great Packers song, "Go Pack Go."
Yeah.
But somebody also added some Jim and Max to the instrumental parts of the song.
Okay.
So it is really cool, and we'll play a part of it right now.
Touchdown, Green Bay! Well, there's a town in Wisconsin. Touchdown for the Packers. What a play. It's not quite as big as LA.
Newsom picked it up. What a deal for the Packers.
We got something they don't have, and we're gonna see them today. Go, you Packers, go, go. Go, you Packers, go, go. This year, yeah, they're on a roll. Go, you Packers, go, go. When the pack is rocking, we'll be rolling. Go, you Packers, go, go.
Farm on a play action fake. Wants to go to the end zone. Touchdown.
Caught Keith Jackson. Rosie's got some bases to fill. Well, Reggie's gonna knock a play, you know it will. Fly's gonna throw the winning pass. And Butler's gonna knock him right on their ass. Go, you Packers, go, go. Go, you Packers, go, go. This year, yeah, they're on a roll. Go, you Packers, go, go. When the back is rocking, we'll be rolling. Go, you Packers, go, go.
Again, under a rush, he just threw an off-balance, perfect pass. The Packers are hot.
Wow. Jim and Max. You remember Jim and Max at all?
I wasn't.
You weren't in this.
I wasn't
area
in
very long.
Wisconsin yet. I didn't move here from Illinois till mid 70s. So I guess
a little bit, but it's
A
not
little
like
bit,
it
yeah.
was embedded in your
No,
brain like
not you.
most
Not like you.
most Packer fans.
Right.
What about you, Aaron? You remember Jim and Max at all before your time, right?
Yeah, before my time, I think.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
okay. I'm alone here in the studio. Well, I thought
Well,
everybody would enjoy that.
Well, we did.
All right.
We all enjoyed it.
Now, let's get some soul music here. Huh?
Oh.
Harvey Scales and the Seven Sounds.
Oh, boy.
Oh, this is a nice one from Milwaukee. Let's listen to this from the 60s.
Okay. Here we go.
My name is Harvey Scales of the Seven Sounds, and we're from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Last summer we had a thing called the Get Down. I know everybody remember the thing. Now we're gonna really suck it to you with the Broadway freeze. Are you ready for that, baby? Here we go. Everybody Broadway freeze now. Everybody Broadway freeze now. Everybody Broadway free now. Everybody Broadway free. Suck it, suck it, suck it.
All right, there it is. Huh? Get down. Pretty cool. Yeah. Fun gig.
It was hot.
Oh,
That's
wow.
good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who was that again?
That was Harvey Scales and the Seven Sounds.
Okay. From Milwaukee.
They could really move it on stage.
I'll bet.
We were talking about UFOs the other day, and you love
Right.
UFOs, and we play an instrumental here on the show every once in a while.
Yeah.
Just in and out of breaks and stuff. It's the Citations. They're from Milwaukee too, and they had a song, an instrumental entitled Moon Race. So let's listen. See,
I like it.
It sounds like you're on the moon, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It's very spacey. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Some of the things that I pulled out of the closet. I hope you don't mind.
No,
You know,
what?
it's,
What was the name of that band?
that is the Citations and Moon Race.
Okay.
Yeah, great instrumental. It'd be great to have other instrument or other groups that are playing instrumentals.
You don't
to pick
hear
up
too
on
many.
Moon Race.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. You don't hear too many instrumentals these days.
No, none. No.
Just-
and I keep telling my sons that, they're
Yeah.
Gen Zers, and I say, the one thing you're missing, and they hear my music all the time.
Sure.
I said, one thing you're missing is instrumental music where it's like the soundtrack to your life. The songs are, but instrumentals are too. And I grew up with a whole bunch of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to have instrumentals in the background every once in a while. Now, here's a guy that kind of traveled the entire state, folk singer, and he is really cool. I listened to this album, on my way out to Arizona a few times, so I have great memories of the song.
Who is this?
This is Bill Camplin.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And he used to be with a group called Woodbine way back when, but he went out on his own, and he's a great guitarist and songwriter as well. So let's listen to his song. It's called Rover.
In my time I've been a rover. Many times I've been a liar of sorts. Told my lies and was gone in the morning. Down the road who knows where. It was late and I was dreaming. The driving rain was falling deep inside my heart. warn the storms to come if ever I was leaving, if ever we were forced to part.
All right, Bill Camplin.
Yeah,
Pretty
great.
cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it's excellent.
Nice road song.
Right.
Love that thing.
Like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's that time of the season again for a Christmas song. Christmas and New Year's song.
Oh, okay.
And this is Pat McCurdy. Everybody loves Pat McCurdy.
Crazy Pat McCurdy.
Yeah, this is Pat McCurdy, and every day is Christmas, and every night is New Year's Eve.
Okay.
All right. Let's listen.
The Quakers are fighting, the Amish are watching TV. The French are polite, just as friendly as they can be. The Germans are messy, the Japanese are dumb. The Irish are sober, the Baptists have drunk all the rum. The world's in front of my eyes, but I can hardly believe that every day is Christmas and every night is New Year's Eve. Every day is Christmas and every night is New Year's Eve.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Pat McCurdy.
That was a live performance of the song.
He's been around a long time.
He
Still
has.
out there playing those great songs,
Yeah.
those novelty tunes.
I ran into him when he was with Yipes.
Okay.
When I first moved here in 1980, they had an album out, and our station was playing a lot of Yipes. And I got to know them, and they came out with a album recently, which you should check out as well. He's a great songwriter and great. I don't know, just a great guy all around.
Yeah,
really
funny man.
Yeah, he's a really funny guy.
He gets the crowd going.
He does. He does. All right, now let's get. He's been around the state.
Yeah.
Now let's get to more like Madison centric.
All right.
You know about garbage, right?
Sure.
Okay. Well, this is early garbage. This is Spooner.
Sure, I remember Spooner.
And we used to have a guy that used to attend the concerts around at the local bars in Madison, and they called him Marco Pogo. Because all he did was just jump up and down
like a pogo stick.
Yeah, like a pogo stick while Spooner played, and he was a fixture at all their concerts. So let's listen to a popular song that they had here in the central part of the state. It's called Member of the Family. This is Spooner.
Okay.
Oh, she lives in dreams, but it always seems so long ago. Familiar rooms where she just assumes she'll always go. She's a member of a family. Turn around and I think you'll see it's all that you're allowed to be and nothing more. Hey, once you're apart, you can feel your heart begin to sway. Hey, you break the strings and the secret rings and go away. Just a member of a family. You turn around and you're glad to see it's all that you're allowed to be. So there you go.
All right. Spooner.
That is Spooner.
They had a reunion not too long ago
Yes,
at the
they
Atwood
did.
Music Hall.
Yes, yes.
And that was a few months ago. But
Yeah.
I guess they had a great turnout there.
Somebody videotaped
Or no,
it.
it was at the
Not great
Sylvie.
quality.
I think it was at the Sylvie, actually.
Was it?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I think it was at.
You think Music Hall?
Yes, I think it was
Atwood
at the
Music
music hall.
Hall?
Yeah. But anyway, that's Spooner before they became Firetown and before they became Garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been around. Yeah.
They have
great
been
band.
around.
Yeah, great band.
All right, we got more music coming up from John's Closet.
Yeah.
So stick around.
We'll be back after this. It's John and Gordy in the afternoon.
Farm news that impacts you and your community from the Midwest Farm Report throughout your day on 92.7 WMDX.
The holidays are here, and it's time to pick a present from Civic Media's grown-up gift list with this local station. Listen while you work for the keywords to text for your chance to win $200 cash and be entered to win one of our grand prizes, a snowblower, stainless steel cookware set, or a portable air conditioner. Just download the free Civic Media app and listen weekdays at 7, 9, 11, 1, 3, 5, and 7 for your chance to win in our multi-state contest.
Hey, Gordy, I got to admit, these hearing aids from Madison Hearing Aid Center changed my life.
Mine too, John. I thought I needed subtitles to talk to my grandkids.
And these aren't those old giant clunkers we saw in the old days. It's got Bluetooth, it's rechargeable, the works.
Yeah, my phone connects straight to my ears. I'm basically a cyborg now.
Hey, you just figured out texting last year, too.
Yeah, baby steps. But I did call Madison Hearing Aid Center, and you should too. 608-249-4077.
608-249-4077. Tell them John and Gordy sent you.
As the season of celebration begins, David J. Frank Landscape extends heartfelt thanks to their clients, their community, and everyone who made 2025 a year of growth. While the snow falls, the David J. Frank team remains hard at work keeping properties safe and beautiful all winter long and designing next spring's dream yards. From their family to yours, happy holidays. From David J. Frank, Wisconsin's trusted landscape partner since 1959. Visit davidjfrank.com to start planning your 2026 landscape today.
Are you prepared, I say to my Republican friends, to sit back and allow over 20 million Americans to see a doubling of their healthcare premiums?
It's Bernie Sanders, right? Will 2026 Obamacare premiums double for 20 million Americans? No. Many Affordable Care Act enrollees will face sharp premium increases when enhanced subsidies expire on December 31st. But there's no evidence that 20 million people will see their costs double. KFF estimates average monthly payments will more than double in 2026. While it doesn't say how many will see premiums double, 2 to 3 million higher income enrollees losing all enhanced subsidies could see their premiums double or triple. I'm Trisha Young for Wisconsin Watch. Fact briefs are bite-sized fact checks of trending claims produced by Wisconsin Watch and GigaFact. Read more at wisconsinwatch.org.
Where working people come to talk. It's the Rick Smith Show, weeknights at 9 on the Civic Media Radio Network. Join me for an honest approach to the issues American working families care about. No talking points, no focus groups. Get ready for a heavy...
Touchdown, Green Bay! Boy, Lombardi would have loved this.
We are cheeseheads cheering at the Lambeau. This is the year we make it to the big show. Far passes, make touchdowns, and we will do the Lambeau leap in Titletown. Move with us, chant with us, and you will be a Packer fan just like us.
Red Tyler Brooks and an Edgar and a Reggie Jackson and Shepard and a Holmgren and a Jackie Jones and a Leroy and a Newsom and a Dorsey. Hey, Packerina! Red Tyler Brooks and an Edgar and a Reggie Jackson and Shepard and a Holmgren and a Jackie Jones and a Leroy and a Newsom and a Dorsey. Hey, Packerina!
You know who sings this, right?
Yeah, Jane, right? Jane Matt. Yeah. Today she was wrapping up a 44-year career.
Yeah.
And we wish her all the best. Congratulations.
We really do.
Yeah.
It's John and Gordy in the afternoon, along with Aaron. And
got a few more minutes.
Few more songs out of the closet that I have. Big closet of 45s. Let's check out something from the Robs. It's called Race with the Wind. They're from Milwaukee.
Another local band. Okay.
You ask me, girl, if now I'm licked because I've been knocked down and kicked. You hope I'm beaten, that I stop it. All this does is slow me up a little. But I ain't done yet, 'cause I'll die first. Oh, race with the wind.
on a morning I could call my own, a day when fate belonged to me. To command as I see fit, but that don't happen. But it's fun to think of.
That's the Rob from Milwaukee.
Okay.
They turned into a group called Cherokee after that, and then they moved out west and started their own recording studio, and were very successful at it. And by the way, they were also the house band for Where the Action Is with
Dick Clark.
Dick Clark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that goes way back.
Yeah, I know.
Where the Action Is.
Pretty wild stuff.
Yeah.
All right, now here's kind of a hard rocker, and this goes out to rocker. This is Shag and Stop and Listen from Milwaukee.
Okay.
Everybody's going, everybody's tripping, everybody tells you what you've been missing. She said, why call just me or didn't like it right? I said, no, I never said that. I'm afraid to disappoint. It's all just happening in a dream. I can't hear the idea as it seems. Oh, stop and listen.
There you go. The Shag from Milwaukee.
Pretty cool.
Let's go to Madison now. This is a band that made the rounds here on Broadway. Remember them?
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
vaguely.
it's a song called "Stay in Time." Kind of catchy tune here. Let's listen.
Okay.
Played a lot in this area.
In the Midwest, too. Yeah.
On Broadway, Stay in Time. Now let's play something that we featured on our old cable access show.
Yes.
We featured Marcus Bovary and the Evil Twins, one of the best groups in the Midwest for a long time anyway.
Yeah.
Great songwriter, great singer. Passed away, but this is a great song from Marcus. The Girls Who Like Girls.
Okay.
She likes girls better. And deep down in my heart, I think I knew that when I met her. But I couldn't help myself, it's just a thing. I'm never changing women, I always trip my drink. I know it sounds strange. I like girls who like girls. I always am and I always will. Still, I like girls who like
Yeah, Marcus Bovary. They had a reunion of sorts, the Evil Twins.
They did. Yeah, the Evil Twins got together,
Yeah.
and the lead guitarist, Lionel.
Not too long ago, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, he did all the songs, and it was really a nice get together. And yeah, great song, great musicians, and a great songwriter as well.
Yeah.
Marcus Bovary and the Evil Twins.
Well, that's quite a Milwaukee and Madison music collection you got going.
Well,
there,
thank you.
partner.
Yes,
Dust off all those old 45s.
preserve them in gold. All right,
That's we're just about out of time.
well,
Do you want to go out with something?
why don't we go out with the Ivory Library, and we'll leave you with that one. It's called
falling through you.
Yeah, that's going to do it for us.
Yes.
John and Gordy. Pete Schwab is next with Nightlight. One of his guests is going to be Terry Barr, talking about the Barr Band Friday night, the preview to the Weekend with Rocker.
Absolutely.
Yes. All right. Okay, that's it for us. Have a good weekend. We'll be back Monday morning with former Madison Mayor Paul Sockman. So long. Yeah.